evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great day. It was a beauty. We knew it was coming down, and it certainly did. And how about Lucy over 100%? So we always have them popping in over 100% each day, and we go through the list and we comb through and pick out the ones that are going to be running, and definitely was on there. And we had looked at it the other day again. So let's get rolling and see what's going to be popping for tomorrow and how the market's going to run. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. And here we are. Look at that beautiful red map, just as we thought it would be. And so we're going to rock and roll, go right through our list. Some really good ones look like it's on there, and we'll see how it's going to be for a Friday. But Lucy, RSLS, laptop travel like that, that looked great, that Lucy. And look at it, ran up the last 2 days. And Janover, remember we said it looked like it tried to curl up. Not only that, but AREB, we also said it with that one, and both of them did it. So some good solid ones from last night as usual, and you guys always send in great ones, and we just rock and roll through the list and see what we're going to get into, and just kind of find the good ones and pick out exactly what the market's going to do. So that's what we're going to do again tonight for sure. You know that. So let's roll. I'm just letting some people hop in here. I see the numbers going up right there. And let's cruise right through and look at our buddy Logic Mark. It just kind of sat there and did nothing today. Bounced up, bounced down, bounced up, bounced down. Just did absolutely nothing. And actually closed up, it looks like, because I didn't even see it. It was like under a penny the last time I had saw it. So if it's over a penny, that's always good. And we're going to have to look at it again tomorrow. It was just kind of bouncing around again. Will that be that bottom look, and will it run tomorrow? That's the question here. So let's get a good idea of what Logic Mark's trying to do. It's been trying to curl up. I think it was the bottom in, obviously. And I think that we're going to get rolling. When's it going to move? Is it whether tomorrow, or are we going to have to wait for next week, which is kind of scary to wait over a weekend nowadays? But again, this thing's so low, and I don't see anything about a reverse split, so I would have to assume that we're pretty good. Obviously, it could always dip down to like 0.005 like that DMN did, but it does not look like it wants to with that look. So we're going to go into it tomorrow. I'll definitely keep you guys posted. And that's what it looks like. So I still have it. I still kind of like it right there. I actually do like it basing out and being bottomed out there. So we will take a look, and we'll have 131 million in volume there. So it was rolling up there, Logic Mark. And again, I don't ever put this the list in any particular order. I just kind of usually copy the list from the night before, take some off that already popped and then pull back big time, and then I just kind of, put whatever down. So yeah, it just happened to be the first one, and in no particular order right there. I could have made MRM the first one because it ran up 45 cents. So again, we've been looking at this bad boy run up, and we had this, and honestly, this one could be a great momentum play. Look at it, got into the top, and it could be a good momentum play tomorrow. So keep an eye on that, 68 to 125, and it's at 116, and we definitely nailed this thing because we were all over that before it even ran. And again, look for that momentum play there tomorrow. And of course, we're watching Logic Mark. We talked about this STSS. We were just kind of watching it, to be honest with you, but it did look like it was curling up, and it did. So we know not all of them are coming down to that half cent, and we were looking at this bad boy to see what it wanted to do, and today it did run over 3 cents. So yeah, STSS, and I thought it was in the penny range, was it not? Yeah, 0.0180, and it got up to almost 4 cents. So it was a really nice run up there today. And could it run tomorrow? It very well could, but I'm not exactly sure. It never even got out of the basement, but it does look like it's trying to stay curled up. So we'd have to look at it tomorrow after today. And it did run up there pretty good. Like I said, it was said 30%, but it did run almost to 4 cents there. And that is STSS. And this AREB looked good to curl up again, and it certainly did today. And keep an eye on it. I would watch it even tomorrow. Look at this thing. It could just keep on rolling right up there. So Look at it. The 50 is at 14. It's at 715 now. It went from 629 to that 1240. And like I'm saying, it looks like it's trying to roll up and at least stay in this channel and then get curled up here. So we'll keep an eye on this AREB. And we did think it was staying in that channel and curling up a little bit, and it did run up really nice. So I hope somebody caught that one right there, because that was good. And again, good old Lucy right here was on the list. Innovative Eyewear. I don't even know what it does, but it was looking pretty. We said it the other day, and there you go. It was over 100% today, 242 to 556, and it could run into the top. Look at it sitting right there, hitting that line. So, but it is overall the resistance all the way up here at that 451, and we will take a look at it in the morning, see what Lucy wants to do and how pretty she looks in the morning. But it definitely looked good down there, and it got popping, and we had it on the list the other day right before it started to run. And just another one, SUNE. This one is starting to try to bounce or bottom out down here, and we'll see if it tries to get that fast curl up right there. So we'll look at SUNE. This one did take a major dip as well, and it's way down there, 2.5. It got up to 3 and back down to 1 at some point, but it is over 2 cents right now. And again, look at it trying to cross back up. So we'll keep an eye on it. And we were trying to tell if they were all trying to pull back under a penny like that DMN did. And where is that? Well, we'll look at BDRX, because this one looked good today. It ran up a little bit and hit that 20, but it still does not look bad. We looked at this before. It ran up the other day right there, whatever day that was, 180 or April 4th, and we were looking at it right before that, BDRX. And not looking bad today. Check this thing out, guys. So it was trying to push over that 20 at 161. If it gets in there, you got a pretty good run up there. So keep an eye on this BDRX. And if it even breaks through that, it's got a ton of room. But not sure it would do that. But it still has a lot of room right in between that channel. It's pretty big. So we're looking to see if we can get in there for BDRX. And then, like I was talking about, DMN. This guy got under a half a cent right there today and pulled back some more. I know that pullback was probably yesterday's pullback, and then some today. Yeah, right there, got down to that half a cent. And then today, 0.002. I didn't even notice it got that low, but it's back at 0.006. So if you caught that, that was a nice pop. I didn't even notice it got that low today, guys. But yeah, that one dipped down even more, that DMN. So look for that again tomorrow if it happens to pull that off, because that's a nice little dip and rip kind of situation. At that kind of price, you can pretty much load up for cheap and run it up real fast and get out. Play the quick pops when you can. So keep an eye on DMN tomorrow. And yeah, BDRX trying to do something there. I'll keep an eye on that. And then Lucy, I'd keep an eye on that for a little momentum play. So a couple good ones. And that APDN, it was pulling back, trying to move around today. Nothing real crazy. I think it might be making a base down here, guys. At least it's appearing that it's trying to. You can see it right there. So it looks like it is making that base, and maybe we'll actually get cruising, and then it'll get back up to that 170 area and then get popping, because it was up there and then took a nice dip. It did do the split, ran up a couple times, and then did come back down. So that's your APDN, and we'll see if it does get a little more curled up there and tries to get out of the basement. It would be a good thing for it, and it could get moving. And this hit wasn't too bad today, but it was hitting the 20 almost. It didn't quite do it. I thought it was right about there. Looks like it was a little further off. Maybe it was on there, it says it. So 64 to 68, and where is it? Yeah, it's at like 68 right there. So it was hitting the 20. And it closed at 65, and it opened at 64. Not looking bad, guys. We might have to keep an eye on this thing again. If it gets up there, look at this channel right there. You got major room to go. So that is your HIT right there. Good old hit, and keep an eye on that thing. And Clue, that was running up. And how about all these tariffs with China and stuff? And look at it starting to curl up. Remember, we said maybe yesterday was that bottom look, and here we go, guys. If this thing starts running, you know it'll get massive. It just recently reverse split. It's one of these China ones, and look at this thing trying to meet up. We know when that happens, they can get cruising. So just keep an eye on that. This thing's coming down for it. It's all kinds of crazy. There's all kinds of crazy looks. See, and when I move it like this, that one comes all the way into it. So it's getting a little bit wild right there, and you can't exactly tell, but it is getting crazy. So we will keep an eye on this thing, that's for sure. That's CLEU. And these China things, I don't know what's going on. I know they're going back and forth with tariffs now, and so let them have a good time and see the market pull back as much as it can so we can catch the greatest prices possible. But at the meantime, we want to catch these pops, whether which way they're going. And how about this UOKA, guys? Like I keep saying, this thing is ridiculous, and it looks like it wants to run tomorrow. I was looking at this today saying, what is this company freaking doing over there in the UK with real estate? But look at this thing, and it wants to run. So keep your eye on this UOKA. And it likes to go, and it could go right there. So might want to keep an eye on UOKA right there. Where did it go? It's right there. And there you go. That one is looking pretty good. And that LRCH hasn't looked real bad. I don't remember today, but just sitting at 18 cents. I honestly don't even remember looking at it. I know I did, but I don't remember what it was doing. LRHC actually curling up right there. Look at that. I should forget what they're doing more often because that's a pretty good look. I like it. 18, and it's in the high 18s, and then that's where it's closing too. So that is looking much better to try to get into that 20 area and then get moving. And again, this one had a really good setup, and the setup changed, but that still looked like the bottom, and it wanted to roll. So we will see if it does get cruising, and it was looking pretty good the other day, and that's nice to see that it was up. And again, I don't even remember what it was doing, but it was obviously going up, so that's nice. And how about HEPA? It ran up yesterday. I mean, it's not looking terrible. It obviously pulled back because you had that big spike up there, and then it just kind of ran a little flat. 42 to 47. It's at 43. 4321. There you go. That's 4321. Let's see this blast off right there for HEPA. Look at that. That's where it closed at exactly. 4321, and it's ready for blast off. No, I don't know if it's ready for blast off. It was more or less ready for it the other day when it did, and it's not looking too bad though. That 20's coming down. You might have some good spike ups on this as it's just getting set up right there for the good old HEPA. Hepion Pharmaceuticals is their name, it says. And AUUD, this one was just pulling back a little today, but it says it went down more. So we'll have to look at the after hours right here. And AUUD, another one that split. It started to run up, and look at it. It was like curling up, curling down, trying to roll off. And we were watching it the other day, and it does look like it might pull back. Look at that thing. Never got through that 20. I mean, it did, but it couldn't stay into the channel. And now it could get pulled back right there. I'd have to look at it tomorrow right there for AUUD. So I can look at that one if people like it. No CGN was down 2 cents, was running up good yesterday. But guys, keep an eye on this thing. We know when this 20 and 50 meet up like this, they like to pull back like the day before they get popping for whatever reason. Look where this guy's going. Like, bam. Keep your eye on OCG. Did I just see that it was up in the after hours right there? Let me see. No, it's barely up. Okay, good. I was like, what did that just say? Look at that look right there. 67.67 open and close, and it's looking pretty good, guys. So that's at OCGN. We looked at it, and let's watch it get rolling here. And again, we were looking at this thing way down here, all the way down here, and knew it was bottomed out to get rolling. And again, let's see also if this thing can get changed around and the chart goes the other way and becomes bullish, because it could get cruising cruising right there, and not sure what they even do. I'm sure we might have read it before, but it's a biotech company in OCGN. We're keeping an eye on it. We've been watching it, and I'm telling you, that thing's doing exactly like we planned, and we love when that happens. And Icon, a recent splitter way in the basement. Remember, we were watching this thing and said, wow, this is a good one in the basement here. Ran up a little yesterday. It looks like it was pulling back some today. Let's see what it did in the after hours here. 218 to 232, and it's at 206 right there. So it did pull back, and we'll look at it. And again, it just split the other day, ran up one day, and could have just a little bounce around as it's still in the basement and it needs to get out of there, at least set up and look better, and then it will get cruising, obviously. So maybe it's waiting for the 20s where at 301, this is a 201. I don't know if it's going to wait for it, but we'll see what it's up to. We'll just keep it on the list because it's not a bad one. And how about this RSLS? Laptop Travel liked it yesterday and the day before, I believe. And look at this thing set up and just got popping today. It was up most of the day right there. RSLS just hanging out up there for the most part. 59 to 83. It came back and closed at 52. I didn't see that, but it was up for most of the day. Like I said, it was up there. And yeah, just a little pullback, it looks like, in the after hours. So we will have to look at it and see what it wants to do, if it's going to stay in that channel. But that was a solid pick right there from Laptop Travel. Glad I love them guys. And there you go with his solid calls. And AGMH, here we go. That thing wants to get bottomed out yesterday. We were looking at that, so keep an eye on this thing tomorrow. It did run a little bit yesterday, and see if it can have that little pop up there tomorrow. AGMH at 3 and 3 right there. Had that open and close, ran around the 4, down the 2.5, and yeah, we'll look at it and see if it does want to run around. But these things, we were looking at them to see if they wanted to come under that penny, and it doesn't appear that they all want to, so that's good. Now we just need Logic Mark to pop tomorrow, and we'll be perfectly fine right there. But that's AGMH, not looking bad. And ALLR, let's see what that's doing. Let me see. Laptop Travel just said that something about that RSLS. Let me see what he was just saying. I just saw it pop up there. Let me see where. Oh, he said RSLS would have run harder, but the market held it underwater. So yeah, it's pretty much all of them right now. I don't doubt it either, because that thing was looking really good right there. So that was looking nice. And how about another helicopter crash? I think in like New York, or was it in Washington? I don't even know where it was, but yeah, maybe it was in New York and it was some tour. I don't even know, but yeah, there was like another helicopter crash, and all kinds of crazy shit going on all the time in this country. It's wild. But yeah, I saw that before I was coming on. I was like, man, another helicopter crash? That's pretty wild. Anyway, let's go back to this. And yeah, I think unfortunately, like, everybody passed away in that thing. So yeah, not good. And I forget exactly where it was, but I think they're talking about it somewhere, I'm sure. So ALLR, we're talking about that in the market, and it is up 2 cents. And this thing looked like it bottomed out, guys. Look at this thing. Could get curled up tomorrow and even next week. Yeah, look at it. I would say you might want to keep that on your list. ALLR, that could be that bottom look right there. I like that. And Wheeler, that was another one we gave out. It was on New York City tour. There you go. Thank you, Laptop Travel. Yeah, unfortunately, a family of 5 passed away, and the pilot. So, and they were on a tour of New York City. Yeah, I forgot if it was Washington or New York City, but New York City would make more sense. But yeah, unfortunately, that's crazy stuff right there. And what is going on with all that craziness anyway? But I have no idea. And but Wheeler, that one ran up really well today, guys. I was over 100% this morning. 348 to 664. It's down to 223 right now, and we'll see if it wants to roll back off and get cruising. But yeah, that's that Wheeler, and that was another great one. And we had watched it. Remember, the chart was all goofy, and then I just said the other day, I said that thing's gonna roll off, and it certainly did roll off there today. So that was good timing on that one. and a beautiful wheeler right there. And how about LMT? It was up like $1. Yeah, it wasn't up too much right there. Crossed through. Not looking bad, but I don't know. I think it is going to try to curl up. We're going to have to see what the market brings this tomorrow, to be honest with you. In a good spot, guys. So it does look like it wants to run, but you just can't tell with this market with that one right there. And some of the penny ones are much easier to tell. And how about that FMTO? That's way down. That went over $4 yesterday and literally came to 4 cents, which is like one of the craziest crashes that you could possibly see. It's just insane. Well, come on. It was so crazy that it just made TrendSpider stop working. FMTO. It doesn't even want to bring it up. It's like, yo, that thing's too crazy for me. We're not even going to look at it. There it goes. But yeah, look at this thing. 437 to 812. That was it. It ran all the way up to 812 and then came down to 4 cents. 3 cents yesterday? Or what did it? 4 cents yesterday, and now it's at 3 cents. And how crazy is that guy? I mean, guys, that's insanity right there. But what we want to look for, obviously, and this is what I was looking at today, is it going to roll off that MACD? Because now we love this thing, because this could be a beauty right here. It didn't even come down to the basement. So I am going to look at that. Could be a golden opportunity right there, guys. So look, it hasn't been down at that level. I don't think it looked like it was a shell company at one point, all the way up there. And I mean, it just ran across and was in the 12. I mean, this thing was what? I don't know what the hell even happened to it the other day. Did they just they closed? No, that was before that. I don't even know what happened to it, to be honest with you. But it got smashed the other day. FMTO. And I have no idea, so I couldn't tell you if I had to, but we are taking a look at it. And how about lottery right here? Let's see what this one's up to. Up 5 cents, and the lottery's not looking bad to try to run up some more tomorrow. So keep your eyes on LTRY for a little momentum run and see if it can do it. Whoop, why is this thing taking forever now? There we go. Yeah, look at it. As it curls up, will it cross through? Who the heck knows? And, you know, it doesn't even matter. But you can just see as they start crossing up like this and that big curl up, it will run up. So you could get another day out of that one. So keep an eye on the LTRY and see if that has a little more momentum in it right there. And how about CISO? We were looking at this the other night or last night. It was down a little bit today. It does kind of look like it has that bottom look right there, and it was curling through. So we might have to keep our eye on this one as well. There's a lot of good ones right here, and they're mostly all these cheapies. And the regular market, you just got to play them big bounces. When it bounces up real big, you know it's coming down. When it's coming down real big, you know it's going back up. And we have that down pretty solid too. So we can hit everything going on, and it's a lot of fun. So CISO right here, look at that thing, 35 and right around 35 to open and close. It got up to 38 and down to 31. It doesn't look bad right there. It looks like it's trying to grow, so we'll take a look at it. You can't exactly tell, but it did look like the bottom, and it looks like it's trying to move. So I'll look at it tomorrow. I'll get a better idea. I don't want to say it's definitely going up and it pulled back right there, but it looks like it should be moving. And this TOPW didn't look bad today. It says it pulled back in the after hours. I didn't see that, but it was up for most of the day. Let's see, TOPW, and it did have that big run up. And then we watched this thing open up the other day, that IPO, and it went nutty. And today, 219 to 245, and now it's at 218. So it closed a penny under where it opened, and it has that look like it's getting set up to do something. So we'll keep an eye on it and see. You can see there's this, which is, I'd have to imagine the 20-day, because it doesn't even have 20. I don't even know what that is, honestly. It doesn't even have 20 days. It just started April 2nd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I was gonna say we're not even past the not into like the teens, so it's April 10th, and so yeah, I have no idea, but it does look like it could get set up. It's got all these weird looks, and we know these Hong Kong ones have been running like crazy, so I'll look at that tomorrow as well just to get a better idea. I was looking at it today, and CDT was running up really good today. Check this thing, crawled up, and it was starting to move. it got right through that channel right there, 61 to 146. It's at 125. Keep an eye on good old Conduit Pharmaceuticals right there, and it could possibly be a momentum play in the morning, and then it'll so yeah, Laptop Travel and Crew early, definitely be looking at that guy right there for sure. CDT, and let's look at ONVO right here, ONVO Organovo or whatever holdings, and let's see, it's trying to, ooh, that one's trying to crawl up too. That one's not looking bad. It says it went down in the after hours, so let me see. It did spike up there, 212 to 366, and it did pull back in the after hours down to 196. So I'd have to look at it, but it did look pretty strong today, and it looked pretty strong until I noticed that after hours over there. And again, I can't wait for the after hours candles to be fixed. It'll be awesome, but until then, I have to kind of pay attention and look at TrendSpider every time. But it's good. It's perfectly fine. You're going to get a fix. Like I said, I do have faith. So RX, here we go. Let's see that one. This one trying to curl up. I mean, it's bouncing around. Has a good oh yeah, I was just gonna say, has a good support down here, and it looks like it could have bounced off there at any moment. And then I looked over, so I didn't just can eat them comments because apparently it already bounced right off, and it's already moving. Yeah, look at that thing. That looks really good right there. 450 to 6, and it's at 535. So yeah, that one did come down like that and touched and wanted to pop back up. It kind of had that look for whatever reason, and then I got to cheat and see that it was up again. If the candles were right, I would have known right there. I'd been like, oh yeah, that was bouncing up, and the candle would look like that. So we would already known it was different because it was setting up. And again, when it's hitting this 20, we got to pay attention and make sure it's getting through. So it looks like it ran up in that after hours, and then you got to pay attention in the morning to make sure it either has momentum or it can keep the momentum until at least after between 4 a.m. to 7 or after that. So that's what you really have to pay attention. That's what you have to really pay attention to, is what I should say. And because yeah, they start moving in the after hours, and then they wrap themselves up at 4 a.m. and sometimes they start rolling again during the day. It hasn't been terrible like that. It wasn't like before where it was only 4 a.m., but you do catch the poppers somewhat at 4 a.m. and can kind of maximize them out right there. And how about this Janover? And this one, this was another one. Remember, we said it was coming down. It never came out of the basement. Watch for it to pop up. We should all been playing this thing, because look at that pop up right there. Holy cow. 28 to 60. Yeah, it went nuts, and then it was at 44 for the close. So this thing went nutty right there. We should have known when it never got out of that basement, or out of the basement. Yeah, it was in the basement and ran out of the top right there. And we should have known that that thing was probably going to get nutty again, and it certainly did. And there you go with that. And MITQ, this moving image, yeah, I can't even talk, moving image technologies. And let's see, I just got done coaching T-ball. It is great. I love it, believe me. But you get two kids on your team that just, I mean, holy cow, I've seen kids not listen, but like literally call their name, and I'm not even like 20 times, like you're just yelling their name, and they're not even like listening or paying attention. I don't even know what's going on, and you're just trying to get them to rotate so that they could play like first base, and it like takes you like 5 minutes to get the one kid's attention every single time. And you're just sort of trying to rotate like 3 kids around, so it's like, holy cow, can you know, like, dude, just listen, like, pay attention. And so yeah, that will make your head. The other coach came over to me. He's like, holy cow, dude. He's like, them 2 kids just, yeah, there's 2 kids. They'll be playing first and third. We separate them, and somehow you'll look over, and the 2 of them are on like second place, tackling each other in the middle of a play. You're like, what just happened? Like, you have no idea how they even just got there. You're like, holy cow. I'm like, yeah, they got me. I'm like, we gotta keep them guys separated. And so yeah, I can imagine my brain's fried after every game now. Never really had the baseball players like really have that issue, but yeah, it's like, oh my goodness. And then the rest of the team is like really good with listening. Every kid's like you're just like, yo, stand here, do this, do your thing, and they're great. They're all getting better at throwing, and you got two of them just tackling each other nonstop. Like you're like, and then the other thing is they're hitting the other kids, so it doesn't help out when you're trying to like stand at the pitcher's mound or somewhere, and you have other kids behind you because you're trying to rotate them, and then all of a sudden you just hear a kid behind you just get whacked in the head, and you turn around, this one kid with his glove is just smacking at her. You're like, dude, can you stop hitting kids? Like, it's crazy. I'm telling you, it's wild. And his parents just don't seem to mind. Like, both of their parents don't seem to care at all. Like, if my kid was doing that, I'd probably be on the field. Like, I'd be going nuts. And yeah, I just look over at them and they're just like clueless. Like, they don't care. I'm like, oh my God. And then the other parents are looking at you because this kid's whacking their kid in the head. And you're like, yo, I can't have this going on. So yeah, that's what goes on in T-ball. So it's pretty fun. Like I said, I never really had it where the two kids like that just never listened at all at like anything. Like literally, you can't get them to listen, and it's just like, holy cow! Like I was saying, I was like, what are they feeding these kids at home? Because they just seem like they're completely sugared up and nobody cares. And it is crazy. And then the rest of the team is trying to like play baseball, and you got two kids wrestling and tackling the other. It's wild, guys. I'm telling you. So just some fun times, just good old life right there. But I love it. It is fun. I wouldn't give it up, but I just wish the other two kids would pay attention and I keep telling like, yo, you're going to get hurt because we can't see you run out. And they just like start running out in the middle of the pitcher's mound, like just like crazy stuff. And the kids are like whacking the ball, and some of these kids can really hit the ball. So they're going to catch a line drive, and it's like, what do you want us to do? I mean, you got to kind of tell your kid that he's got to stand there. I've told him a million times and they don't listen, so whatever. But anyway, so yeah, my brain's all fried. It's crazy, but it is fun. I just laugh about it and just say, hey, it is what it is. It's a good time, and I just try to like help these kids. Like, yo, you have to pay attention because it's very important to listen, and especially when you're out here because these kids are hitting balls or throwing it, and it could ding you in the head. And they listen for what it is in the beginning of the game. They're not listening, and by the very end, I guess they either get tired out or they stop. Like I guess they get tired of us calling their name 100 times because they actually the last inning I've noticed they both listen like completely. I'm like, I don't get it, like, and it's been all the games so far. So yeah, the first two innings are just completely insane, and then the last inning they're just perfectly fine. Like they're part of the team, nothing even happened, and they're ready to just cruise, throwing the ball, scooping it up. It happened today. I was like, what the hell is going on? So crazy fun stuff, but just giving you a little fun tidbits in the T-ball coaching right there. But it is awesome watching the kids, and they do get so much better each time. That's what's great to watch them, like really just start stepping up and throwing the ball and hitting it better, running faster. So it's good times. I love it. And we'll get the other two kids to actually probably calm down by half the way through the season, and they'll be good to go, and it'll be really good for them. And I always say sports are great for kids just to be on a team. They don't have to be the star athlete by no means. They just have to be a good team, have a good coach that brings them all together and tries to have them have fun, like enjoy it while they're out there. But they do have to pay attention because you can't get kids getting whacked in the ball with a ball coming at them because, baseball, it's not like you're just standing out there not doing anything. So you do need them paying attention. But anyway, let's roll back here and get off of T-ball and go back to stocks because that's what we love. And I do love T-ball, but SKGR. Here we go. Look at that there. I'm just staring at this chart curl up and look really good. It was up 58 cents. I don't even know what the company does. That's what I was kind of looking at. And it is a shell company. That's why. And let's see, these shell companies are wild, aren't they? I mean, look at this thing, 1150 to 1279. I mean, it's not the hugest run up, like biggest. It's 25 cent plus, but yeah, it just kind of these things just run up sometimes. I don't think it's going to curl through though, to be honest with you. It doesn't look like it is. SKGR, and here we go with WFF, and this is a new one, just two F's, WFF, and it's from Malaysia, and it's I don't know, that's hard to tell right there. And it did have a big run up that second day right there. It looks like WFF. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to tell right there. We'd have to look at it. It looks like it tried the bottom, but you can't exactly tell, and it's pretty new right there. So I'd have to come back and look at it. Probably why it's moving, and I can tomorrow. Or even next week if it's not really rolling, we can take a look. This one's trying to set up Hyperfine right here, medical devices. And let's see, it's trying to curl up there to the line. HYPR. And yeah, look at it. I don't think it's going to get through, but it was curl. It's not looking bad, though, honestly. It could just run up, pull back here, and then get set up. So, especially on a Friday right there, I'm not so sure it's going to run right up into that 78 area. Keep an eye on it in the morning, guys, Hyperfine, and see. If it's not running up tomorrow morning, we'll look at it for next week because it'll probably pull back and be pretty good right there. So we can keep an eye on that. And how about Kodak right here, down 17 cents? Says it ran up, and it was trying to curl up. And again, I think we're following this pattern right here, especially as the market's pretty red. This actually crossed through, but it could pull itself back, and it was hitting that 20. I'm not so sure it's getting up into this channel. Maybe it will, though. I don't know. But it might have went up. It did. It did go up in the after hours there, but still, I'm still not sure if it gets up in there. We're looking at it tomorrow, Kodak. We'll check it out, and then we'll see what it wants to do going into the weekend. If it can get into this channel, it'll probably start to try to run up there and won't look too bad. I kind of have a feeling it might hit here and bounce back down, and have to get reset up. But again, we'll take a look at that tomorrow and get a better idea. And how about, isn't this one, I remember we looked at something like this. Is it just an OCT or something? Yeah, Zuki right here. I remember we looked at it before, and that's like just a crazy ass chart. Is this that one that like ran around a bunch, 5 to 7, like every single day? Remember we were looking at this? Yeah, I think this is that one right here. Like runs like literally every day. Look, opened at 4, got up to 7, closed at 7, and I don't even know how it does it, but then it opens at 4 and then goes to 7. It's kind of bizarre. You might want to keep an eye on this Zuki, actually. I don't know what the hell it's doing, but it does run around every day. I remember we looked at it before, and it was pretty fascinating right there. Literally just runs up and opens at a price and runs up, and then the next day just like opens down and runs up again. It's pretty crazy. And our RNAZ right here, that Transcode Therapeutics, that thing was trying to crawl up today. Wasn't it running a little bit? It was a little bit. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was up a little bit. What, 41, just a little bit. I think it might have pulled back. I thought it was up here. Let's see. This might have been that after hours look, but I was looking at this because I saw it on my scanner and I noticed it down there trying to curl up, and it does. Look at it. It looks pretty good. So I'll look at this tomorrow. Keep an eye on it into the weekend or into next week. And that's RNAZ right there. And that RSLS is Reshape Life Sciences. And this thing looked like it was curling up right there. It's on the 20 curling up. It doesn't look bad. And let's see. I was going to say, isn't this the laptop travel one? Yeah, this is definitely that one right there. So we already did this one, actually. And, yeah, it wasn't looking bad. And laptop travel was even saying it probably would have went higher if the market conditions were better. And we'll see tomorrow, honestly. It doesn't even look terrible right there. It's hitting that 20. We'll see if it can get into that channel. If it can, you know, it'll run up there. And that's RSLS. And we did look at it. And LHSW, I have no idea what that China company's up to, but it's way down there. That could be a bottom look. I'd have to look at this thing. It's too new for me to be able to really tell. And TG, not Target, but we might as well look at it because we made a mistake. And it's down there. It's making a base down here. And it looks like Target's going to pull back and fall back some more. So that's what Target looks like. And then TGTX right here, TG Therapeutics. You just add an X and it's amazing. It's a completely different company. And, yeah, there you are. It's pulling back right there. Look, I think that 20's coming down. I don't know if that's exactly running up yet. So we'd have to look at that, but I don't think it is. And what does that say? Oh, it's MBIO. I'm sorry. MBIO, the Mustang one. And let's see what this is doing right here. Tried to run up a little bit today. It appears maybe it was in the after hours, it says. I have to look at it. I didn't see it. 137 and 142. It's at 134 right there. So, I mean, it's not bad, the Mustang. I remember we were looking at it and like ran up. It could have been right in here. And just trying to hit that 20 area. We'll have to look. It's kind of flat right there. So I'll look at the Mustang right there, MBIO. And then let's look at a couple of these. QNRX right here. Is that Coin Therapeutics? Yeah, that one split the other day. When was it? Yesterday it split. And pulling back, and look at that thing pulling back right there. So that bad boy is pulling back, QNRX. I know it did run up right before the split right here, and it was trying to set up. We'll look at it, but I'm not so sure right at the moment. And BYRN, this burner right here was running up today, up $1.50, and then it even closed up. So this thing was running up. Check it out. See if you want to catch some a little momentum on burner right there. It's in that channel and looking way better. We're looking at it this morning. It was sitting right under there, and it was like, oh man, if it can just catch some momentum and get over that 1770 spot, it'll get running. And all of a sudden, it did it and just started popping up there. So that was burner right there. And what's that say? Is that UAA? Yes, Under Armour, huh? I haven't looked at this one in a while. That one looks like it's definitely pulling back right there. Let's look. Under Armour looks like it's under some bad financials right here. Holy cow, that thing looks bad. And I remember this used to be pretty high up there, Under Armour. And it definitely isn't now. It's at like $5. And coming back down. So there's Under Armour dipping down right there. UAA and ECX. Oh, I don't know what that is. That's a building material one. That's way down. That's pulling back. But let's look at ECX. That's ECARX or something. I don't even know what the hell that is. Auto parts in the UK. And that looks like it's pulling back some more. So nothing right there. And NXXT, I'm not sure what that is, but that one was up, and that one doesn't look bad, but will cross through. I doubt it's hitting that 50 right there, and I doubt it will get through, so yeah, that's not going through right there. So that's your NXXT, and there you go. Let's look at the Yin Yang FNGA and then BULZ ones real quick. Our Yin and our Yang. That Yin was down today. It was kind of flat, actually. I'm telling you, these guys are getting hard to see. And remember, we had this issue the last time. It does look like it wants to come way down, though. I will say that. And the Yang does look like it's trying to roll back up. So, I mean, that's what they look like. The Yang was up. Look at that thing. It looks like it's going to roll right back up there and go flying. And that's the China Bear. So you can imagine if they're having a tariff war and all this nonsense, it will be bearish for China, and it will get the Yang probably will run up some more. And again, Laptop Travel, I think, brought it up and said, "Yo, check this thing. It's time to check this out again." And it was the perfect timing because it was rolling up there pretty nice. And again, last time they got a little bit weird for whatever reason. They were hard to tell. FNGA, this one took a nice dip down today. That's at the FANG Index leveraged one. And then the other one's the FNGD. And that one obviously was trying to bounce up a little bit there, but not even much. And so, yeah, that's them guys right there. And we've been looking at them, and we'll keep an eye on them. And that BULZ as the market pulls back right here. That one was pulling back down. And look at it. They do look like they want to dip down. But again, at any minute, Trump can just do anything and make it flip over and go nutty. Even the UVXY was that was trying to run back up today. That was up like $9 and getting back up into like that territory it was the other day. And look at it. It looks like it wants to jump back up into the top right there. So we shall see, that's for sure, and keep our eye on it. But it does look like it was dipping down today, and it definitely did right there. Let me take a look and see what you guys want to look at and see what's going on. Daniel Lewis, how are you? FTMO, I think we did that one right. That one's that crazy one that's or FMTO, isn't that what it is? And it wouldn't come up here. Yeah, it's FMTO, this guy. And I'm telling you, this thing is one to definitely watch for tomorrow. Flattened out and maybe popping off. We're going to definitely keep FMTO. I'm writing it down really big right there so that we remember to look at that. But remind me in the morning, Daniel Lewis, please, and we'll definitely keep an eye on it. Stocking up for future. How are you? And Luis Rodriguez. Futures are red. DMN trapped him. Who's that? I'm not sure what he's saying. Deep soul diving or something. So there you are. And Blue Collar Teamsters there, SUNE. I think, did we do that one? I think we did, but yeah, we did it at the beginning right there, Sun Nation. And that one was, oh yeah, this one did look like it was trying to crawl back up. We're going to look at this one tomorrow and just see what that's doing. It didn't pull back any, and then look at it. It's trying to crawl back up, and we'll see what it really wants to do right there. So it's a hard one. And let's look and see what's going on. LPRO, Ricky, let's see. Let me see. LPRO, here we go. That one's not looking bad. Open Lending Corp, I would say that's not looking bad. Let's see. Yeah, I would say that's trying to get bottomed out right there. I'd keep an eye on that. LPRO, I got to jot that one down right there and see that one. And then Ricky said, do you have autism or are you from Philly? I'm from Philly. That's what I am. I mean, I've said it for years. If people said back in the day that I was on the spectrum, I wouldn't doubt it. They didn't used to call it that back in the day, but the way I've always looked at things have always been very unique and I guess a little bit different. And yeah, who the hell knows? But now they label everybody with some crazy ass shit, and yeah, who the heck knows? But I've always been kind of strange. I'm not gonna lie, like this, like pretty much see things, call it how I am. So yeah, I've always said it. I wouldn't be surprised, and especially the way I see charts and patterns and pick that stuff up. I've always been that way. Yeah, I could always tell if you could put a piece of furniture in a house or fit it through something or anything like that. I could just look at it and be like, without even measuring or anything, just be like, yeah, it won't fit through that. I've just always had that visual thing. So, yeah, but I am from Philly, too, so that's definitely my accent. But, yeah, both of you might have hit them both on the head. I've always made jokes about it, but, yeah, I've never been labeled it, but who the fuck knows? And yeah, I'm definitely an oddball and just have fun with life. That's what I do and try to have a good time with it. So SKGR is a company between Webull and SK Growth Opportunities. Webull to new IPO tomorrow under BULLZ. And also, Ricky, I recently suffered a brain injury too, so that has a lot to do with it too. I don't have to tell the whole story, but I got hit right here in my head. If anyone didn't know, I was jacking up my buddy's house with him, helping him fix his house, and the 10-ton jack with the pressure of the house kicked out and caught me right in the head less than 2 years ago. So yeah, I caught a brain injury from that. So between the three of them, who the hell knows with me? Like I said, I'm like in the matrix with the charts anymore, and especially I never used to look at the companies or anything until I started doing the show, and for whatever odd reason I can't remember shit anymore, but I can remember, like, we do it all the time. Before I even bring them up, I remember the name of these stupid penny stocks that no one would even know the names of them nor ever even care about, and they'll probably not even exist in like 2 years, but yeah, somehow I can remember them. It's kind of bizarre. So yeah, all kinds of craziness going on here, Ricky. So yeah, any questions, feel free, throw them at me. I'm pretty open with it, huh? I'll tell you exactly anything you want to know. I don't care. It's that's how it should be. I like to just, be honest about things and let you guys know what's really going on. So yeah, if you think I'm a little strange or crazy, you're probably absolutely right. I definitely am, and I tell my story about how I grew up. So go back and listen. But I've definitely had a pretty wild experiences growing up. That's for sure. I tell people I was I was a fire inspector and a home inspector in literally the most dangerous city in the country at that time. It was in New Jersey, Camden, New Jersey. You can look it up. I talked about it before. I've seen like everything crazy, guys. Like I talk about my past, and my dad was a bronze medal Vietnam vet, and I tell people I was just raised differently. Like most people aren't taking 10-ton jacks off with the pressure of a house off their head, and somehow like just doing things. And yeah, I definitely say I was completely raised different than most people, and I'm glad, to be honest with you. It was like the military for me, and I'm very happy it was that way. And I'm very disciplined in many ways like that. Like as you can tell, I show up, I'm on time, and I do it that way. So yeah, there you go, Ricky, and some things about me. For anyone that's just tuning in and hanging out for the first time, welcome aboard. Greatly appreciate it. We do this every night. It's Sunday nights through Friday mornings, 9 p.m. shows at night and 7 a.m. pre-market shows, and we're here every single night and every morning on them days, so we don't miss a beat. And you'll know if I'm not showing up. I even do them when I'm on vacation, so that's how much I enjoy doing it. And I talk to everybody, so if you have any questions or want to ask anything, DM me, shoot comment or whatever on X, and I'll definitely respond. So Zach's always here. Oh, we have so many great people. This community right here is amazing, guys. That's why I like to show up every day and don't like to take days off, because I think it's kind of I love to do it, but it's kind of like everybody seems to have a good time and talk to each other. Laptop Travel and Asian Joe Lee send out their list every morning, and we do them in the pre-market shows. And yeah, everybody like Luis Rodriguez talks to a bunch of people. Laptop Travel, I just see everybody communicate, and it's like one big little cool click. And again, we have a lot of great people on here, and this show is a team effort. I say it all the time. You guys send in all the stock tickers, I just roll through them, and like I say, I'm just blessed with a gift that I can see these things, and let's use up my gift to our advantage, and I'll tell you what they look like, because I like to do it, and you guys seem to have fun too, so we have a good time together. So there you go. But yeah, LPRO, I'd say that looks really good right there. So there you are, and let's see what else is going on. Boom, ba boom. A lot of us are on the spectrum, kids here. You're not kidding. I say that all the time, dude. It's good stuff. And like I say, you just got to appreciate life, and whatever happens to you, that's, you just make the best of it. Every situation ain't perfect, but, you just got to have a positive attitude and outlook, and just keep on cruising. And you take the cards you're dealt, because that's all you can do. You don't bitch about it, and you just keep on cruising. So yeah, I could have been down and out completely. Trust me, I got smashed in the head so bad. I did 18 months of cognitive therapy, and honestly, doing this show was I started doing this because I wanted to take my cognitive therapy to another level, and the show is just kind of how it happened. It evolved in that way the very end of March last year. So yeah, it's coming up on almost a year that I just started doing this random show. And at the same time, I literally started making a putting green in my backyard. And I think the combination of the two definitely helped me out. And like I tell everybody, I don't think I can stop doing the show, because this is like cognitive therapy for me, just looking at these charts, talking about it, and it really helps me out. So yeah, it's good stuff. It works out for everybody. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, and I do enjoy telling the story, because I'm telling you, it's a wild ass story. I've posted the story. I think I just posted it this morning. I was talking about it. So yeah, you can watch the video, and you can even see thanks, Laura Ann. Yeah, you could see the 10-ton jack. So the jack weighed 90 pounds. We weighed it afterwards. I'm crazy, guys. I was at my buddy's house the next. The hospital let me leave 4 hours later with a brain injury. I did a CAT scan, and they're like, "Yeah, you're fine. Go home." They gave me stitches in my head. They did a pretty good job. And my doctor's name was Dr. Moses. I kid you not. I mean, my paperwork literally says Dr. Moses. You can't make this shit up. And yeah, so Dr. Moses. after 4 hours, they stitch my ass up and they're like, here you go. And they give me these discharge papers. It says nothing about like a head injury. It just says, come get your stitches out in like 5 days or whatever. And I'm like in another planet, guys. I don't even know what the hell's going on, but I guess my adrenaline was pumping. But not only that, I'm telling you, everything was black, quiet, and peaceful. And I've never heard a story like this. And I'll just tell it real quick for anyone listening wants to hear or know. It hit me in the head. I remember feeling the roundness of the pole, and I just remember just going backwards and feeling some energy. I was just moving with energy. My buddy didn't even know it hit me. It all happened so fast. And so this thing hits me, and I go back, and I immediately just spring right to my feet. Like he said, it looked like I hit a trampoline. He didn't know I got hit by the pole, and then the pole hit me and started shaking, hits the floor, and just starts rattling the house. So he doesn't have a clue, but all he sees is me go back and up, straight up. And this all, he said, happened in like a split second. Never seen anything like it in our lives. And like I said, I'm just like traveling now. I get hit with this thing. I just remember feeling it hit me. And then I just remember feeling going backwards. And like I said, I just felt energy. I wasn't really like anything. I don't remember hitting the floor. I don't remember anything. And then all of a sudden, I just felt myself propelling forward in this energy, and everything was like black, quiet, and peaceful. I didn't have my ears ringing, nothing like that, like he had gotten knocked out. I've had my bell rung plenty of times. I played sports growing up and all that good stuff. It wasn't like anything I had ever experienced. The next thing I know, I'm just standing there like with my hands over my head, and my buddy didn't even know that I got hit. And I'm just standing there, and in my mind, I just start hearing this voice, really calm, just saying, open your eyes, open your eyes. It said it twice. And then I just kind of remember, this is where I remembered things. I remember hearing that, and I just remember like I was trying to open my eyes and I couldn't. I was like trying to shake around my eyes, and finally they opened, and it kind of felt like a long time, but it was probably like a second. And I just remember in my mind, I'm like, holy shit, I'm alive. And then I just immediately felt the blood pouring down my face. I mean, it was just, my head was split open and the blood was just everywhere. And at this point, my hands were still over my head. So my buddy still didn't realize what was going on. And then I said, dude, I think we got a medical emergency. This is what I say. I was like, yo, that thing just got me. That effing thing just got me, dude. And I'm standing there like this. And he's like, move your hands, move your hands. And I'll never forget his face. One of my best friends growing up for my whole life, and still hang out all the time and do crazy shit together. And it doesn't stop us. And I just will never forget. He just will turn like white as a ghost. I'll never forget. And he like went in shock. My head was just split open, and now the house is demoed. If you watch the video, you'll see the whole, I have the pictures in the video and stuff and videos of it. And we go into the bathroom because the whole house is demoed, the first floor, and there's a mirror in there. And I just remember looking in the mirror with him and going, oh shit, man, I think we're gonna need a hospital for this one. And then he went and grabbed a freezer bag full of ice, and I called my wife and I said, and I was only like 3 blocks from my house. And I said to my wife, I said, we just had a major accident. I said, the jack just kicked out and just split my head open. I said, pack a bag, because I don't think the hospital's going to let me leave tonight. I definitely need a phone charger and like a change of clothes. This isn't good. And she's like, oh shit. So I come home and I got a freezer bag full of ice on my head, and my head split open. She's like, oh man, that's not good. So I go to the hospital, and like I said, my buddy drives me to the hospital. We don't even call 911. I come home, I change my clothes, and I'm nuts, guys. And then my buddy takes me to the hospital, and we go right in, and they took me right back. I mean, they were looking at me going, what hit you? And I was like, a house jack. And they're like a jack? And I'm like, yeah, and it was a house jack, a 10-ton jack. They couldn't even comprehend it. So they're like, all right, you need to get seen. And I go to the triage. I remember that, and I don't remember much after that, but I do remember going into the back, and they put me in a CAT scan. I sat in a room, and I kid you not, I do remember this part. I was sitting there looking at the FinViz charts, and my buddy's in there, and I'm laughing. I'm going, dude, you're so lucky I can still see these charts. And honestly, I still think that's a reason why I've never stopped looking at them. You can look it back at my posts from Twitter and X, or Twitter and StockTwits, or X, whatever. And you could see like the next day after it happened July 8th, 2 years ago. It's coming up. And you could see like I only would post, like I posted like one or two things, and then I kind of said I had an accident. But yeah, I never really stopped looking at stock charts. And I really think that's one of the main things that helped me recover as much as I was going to recover, especially getting hit with that, because honestly, my head should have exploded on impact. I don't know how hard your head is right there, but I know you're not made to take a 90-pound solid metal pole with this force of a house. I mean, the thing came down like, it was like practically like the speed of light hitting you. And yeah, it smashed me. It should have killed me instantly. I'm not going to lie. And yeah, and so yeah, someone said guardian angel there. Here, you want to hear the craziest story? So the craziest part about the whole thing, this is a Saturday night, and I'll just tell the whole story. Why not? You guys seem interested. And so that is, yeah, it's definitely a miracle story. I'm not gonna lie, but here's the craziest part about the whole thing. So that was a Saturday night at like 8:30. Now we had already jacked up the house like over 30 times and changed out all the joists that had termite damage. And that whole time that we were doing it, it was me and my buddy that was there, and another good buddy that always listens to the show. You guys hear me call him out, my buddy Jesse, a Marine, veteran, great dude. And we were like, like three brothers growing up, so we're always there to help each other. So that Saturday night, he had something going on, and we're like, let's just get it started, because we were opening up the first floor. Let's just get it set up. And yeah, it just went wrong. Shouldn't have been doing it, but shit happens, and what are you gonna do? So that's life right there. But so yeah, the craziest part about the story is that happened Saturday night. That Friday morning, the day before this happens, I had something happening, and I had to go down to the one part, like a main road down near where I live, like 20 minutes away. Long story short, I had to drop a sample off at some test lab to get like water samples done, and for something that we were doing. And anyway, so I had to drop it off, and when I'm coming home, unfortunately, I lost my mom to cancer back in 2016. So when I'm driving home, the cemetery's on that road, and I pull in there, and I always go in, and I visit pretty often. So I go right in, and again, it's July 7th. This happened on the 8th, the accident. So this is July 7th. It's a Friday. And I go in, and I go over to the tombstone area, the cemetery, go in, and I get out, and I walk up, and mind you, I used to have a big landscaping and construction company before, so the guys are like 50 yards away, not even, and they're weed whacking around, and it's a Friday afternoon, and I'm like, I don't want to, make these guys go off their track and, have to work back around. They probably have their little system, like they just go right down a line, and I get it, I understand, so I just go over to the cemetery, or to the, tombstone, and I just say, hey, Mom, hope everybody's thinking about you. Hope you're looking out for us. Whatever I say. Something really simple, like, hey, just look out for everybody, like that, and, and I'll be back. And then I wave to the guys, like, yo, don't stop. I'm going to leave. And they kind of wave to me like, oh, dude, we really appreciate it. And so I get in my car, I drive away, and then, yeah, the next night, this whole incident happens. So that was what was really freaking crazy, I thought, because like I said, it was just it's a mirror. Like, you don't survive things like that. I've seen more neurologists, and I used to say, Biden couldn't run the country. Now, mind you, I had a brain injury. I had some major cognitive issues going on. I had all the cognitive testing you could ever imagine that they could possibly give you. I've had it all in the last year and a half. And I wasn't doing that great with it, and I knew he couldn't do that shit. I knew what the testing was, and that's how I knew. I was like, this fucking guy, there's no way he could do this testing. I can't do this shit right now. And he has the same hazy look that I had. And I probably still do, honestly. That's why it's trouble for me to read stuff. I had shadows and things. I'm not 100%. And I tell you guys all the time, I used to be able to do like construction, all that shit. I can't really do any of it anymore. But somehow I can do stock charts. It all happens for a reason. It is what it is. You just gotta look at the, the better side of things and just say, hey, screw it, what are you gonna do? And yeah, I mean, I'm going on 2 years now, so it's amazing I'm still alive. And so yeah, that was my good old story right there. But there you go, guys. Definitely, I'm telling you, you just don't realize. Me and my buddy are sitting there on a Saturday night, jacking up a house, messing around, joking around like usual. And again, we've built cars together, every room of a house. We've done it all together. You have to understand. Again, over at 30 Joyce, us two have done everything together. It's crazy. Fishing trips, you name it, boating trips. We fix it all, break it all, and just do it all together. So yeah, we're in there just having a good time. Music's on, laughing 1 minute, and the next minute, fucking house jack comes down and just smashes me to pieces. So it's amazing, and you're just never the same after that. So things happen like that, just like in the market, they move quick. You got to be ready for anything. And I was always one for safety and stuff, and I say in the video, as we were jacking it up, I said to my buddy, I said, yo, because it's a 10-ton jack, and then we had a 4x4 that would reach the ceiling to get it up in the air. We had to take the main joist out, and then we were opening it up one floor and putting a huge thing in there, a big header that we already had. So we were cutting out like a room and putting a big header in. So we were lifting up the house to cut the nails out and get it ready. And I said to my buddy, I said, yo, man, we had it in the air. And I say to him, like, yo, is that 4x4 crooked? And he stops and he looks at it, and he's great at everything. He looks at it, he goes, nah, dude, it looks fine to me. And I was like off to the side, and it looked crooked to me. I should have known. And he says, no, it looks fine. We're right there. Give it 2 more pumps. I'll never forget. 1 pump, 2 pump. I feel this roundness of this pole, and I'm fucking floating through energy and shit. And yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, and I'm still sitting here and talking about it. And like I said, you got to be able to laugh about it. I obviously have permanent injuries from it, that's for sure. But it is what it is, and like I say, I'm blessed to be alive. I mean, that's 100%. I've seen so many doctors. They're actually going to send me to go see a team of doctors. I might go to UPenn or one of the universities, because they want to check me out. And they told me, they're like, we don't know who to compare you to. So they're like, nobody. They told me most people get hit with car jacks, like you're jacking up a car if it falls on you or something like that. And most of the time, them people are like mashed potatoes. Unfortunately, you don't do well after something like that, especially if it hits you in the head. So I got really, really lucky somehow, and yeah, it was definitely a miracle. And yeah, I think my mom was definitely with me on that one, I'm not gonna lie. So that's what happened. And so yeah, between everything like that, yeah, I'm a little off, I'm a little strange, that's for sure, but that's me. And so yeah, good story right there. Like I said, it's a heck of a story. I'll never top that one. I'm not gonna, if I ever top that one, I'll be dead. I used up all my hits to my head immediately right there, I promise you. So yeah, I definitely would think I have a purpose. And I've always said I've always helped people throughout my whole life. Like, that's just the way I was raised. And I say it's part of the reason why I'm probably still here. So what goes around comes around. That's life. And yeah, we'll cruise through some stock charts. And but yeah, that's a pretty wild story right there for sure. And I appreciate you guys all listening and commenting a bunch. So yeah, any questions about it? But yeah, I've definitely had some crazy brain injury, and I just been cruising around and just doing my thing. And yeah, no one knows what the hell's going on, but whatever, it's all good. But yeah, you can see right there, I mean, I got whacked pretty good, that's for sure. And yeah, the pictures are in that video, so I won't bore you anymore. Let's cruise through and see what else is going on. Let's see. Yeah, trust me, I get chills just talking about it, because it was nuts. It was like, it's the craziest story ever. And I remember, so I come home, and I'm kind of a smoker. I'm like, I'll smoke a couple bongs and go to bed. How the fuck did I wake up the next morning? Everyone's like, how did you wake up? And I really think the cannabis was part of that, because yeah, it's just all of it just doesn't make sense. And yeah, it's just one of them stories that you probably won't hear again, and somehow I had to live through it. But it's cool. It's something under I got through it, and again, it's one of them things, I guess it would make you stronger, of course. So that's that, and let's roll. So yeah, my crazy story. So yeah, when I tell you guys that it's hard for me to read and stuff, I was a really good. I'm not gonna lie. I tell you is everything. I had to take the IQ test and all that. They literally told me I lost like 30 IQ points. Now, granted, I took it. I was really in different planets, and I started coming back. I don't know how much. I take the test actually coming up again. They want to retest me and see where I'm at. So yeah, I do all this shit during the day too. I mean, they're constantly checking out my brain because they can't even compare me to anybody. They don't know anyone that got hit that hard that's doing kind of this well, and I can like hold a conversation and do that. I tell people, I'm like, I do a stock show. It's wild. I'm like in the Matrix over here, and then like I get off and I'm like, what did I just do? I don't fucking remember anything. So it's bizarre, but whatever. Just got to take it and roll with it, I guess. That's all you can do. So here we go. We'll get back to our stock show, and we'll go through our laptop travel ones. I think I got through everything that we were going to go through, and then I just started telling you not a boring story. Thank you, Laura Ann. Laura Ann pretty much liked the story. I know that. So I do appreciate it. And Deep Soul Diving, thank you very much. And Filtrate and Zach and everybody, thank you for liking that story. Like I said, I posted a video, but I just told you the whole thing. If you just wanted to see the pictures of it, they're in that video. And yeah, definitely life changing. Not gonna lie about that. And let me see what's over here. RSLS, biggest winners and losers. B-Hat, let's look at that one. We haven't looked at it. It ran the other day. I remember B-Hat. Not looking bad there. Let me look at it here. Hold on. Good old B-Hat. It is kind of curling up there. We'll see. It could run up to that 215 area. It's at 195 right there. And it does not look bad. I can't say that it does. I know it ran up the other day. Where was it? Right there? Yeah, it was probably right there. It was somewhere where we were looking at it, and it popped right up on one of them like weird days where it was like red and then went green right there. I forget. It might have been this one and popped up there. It was probably that one closer. But yeah, it's not looking too bad. It's still under there, but it could get into that channel. So not too bad there. And yeah, we looked at the FMTO, and let's see. I think we got everything, and that SHPH is on this list, but we'll just look at it real quick because I've seen a couple people talking about it there. Shuttle Pharmaceuticals, what is this up to? It looks like it ran up in the after hours, but I was going to say, it looks like it wants to curl up right there. We'll have to look at it and see. SHPH. Here we go. Yeah, it definitely ran up in the after hours, 40, like say 42 to almost 50. And it's almost at 49 right there. So that's one to look at and could get into that 53 range with no problem. It looks pretty good for tomorrow, that Shuttle Pharmaceuticals. I can see why you guys were talking about it right there. And let's take a look at the laptop travel list right quick and roll through that, and we'll see what's going on. Here we go. AIMD, and I know most. I finally figured out what that blue look is, or that blue arrow is. I constantly hit. I never realized I hit the caps lock, and then that blue arrow comes up, and I'm like, what is that arrow? And then I hit it the other day, and it went away, and I'm like, I hit something over here, and I figured out it was the caps lock because I didn't know what the hell that arrow was doing. So glad I figured that out, because I was like, this arrow keeps just popping up out of random times, and I just was like, why is it? And you're right, I am on the spot. I see like the most random pattern things you would ever see. Like, it's just the most bizarre thing ever. I pick things out that it's just weird. And even with the brain injury, I still see a lot of things. Like, I was the master at doing, and again, my dad was like the ultimate home inspector. He'd done it for over 30 years. He was the county building inspector, and literally when I told you, when he retired, they had to close 4 departments. He was the only one that held all the licenses, and I had a bunch of the licenses too. And but anyway, I mean, I grew up at the age of 12 starting to write and type home inspections with my dad. So he constantly just like, I had an eye for things where you just like, things just jumped out at you. And it's still to this day, I walk in someone's house, I'll notice the smoke detectors, any outlets, anything stupid like that. It just kind of, it's weird. It's bizarre. You go to a restaurant, I know every time there's an exit or something like that, these things just jump out at me. And again, I was was raised that way. So that's why I say I was kind of raised differently, and my kids understand that stuff too, because I'm like, oh, that's how you get out of here. But it's good shit to know. I'm telling you, you just never know when anything's gonna happen. So you got to be prepared, and that's kind of what I was taught. When you have your guard down, that's when the craziest shit's gonna happen in life. So if you just keep your guard up and make sure that you're always, aware of things going on, no one will ever mess with you. And most of the time, crazy shit won't happen unless you're around me, because crazy shit always happens around me. And I just kind of laugh about it and just keep going about my merry way. But yeah, I'll tell you a crazy story later. Let me write it down. Tell you a crazy story. It's coming up at a year. I'll tell you about it. Let me write it down. Gas station. I didn't tell the story. I think I posted about it, but I'll tell you this story after the show. I'll tell you guys. It's freaking wild. And like I said, I just looked it up because I know I posted about it, and I was at the gas station, and me and the guy always talk about it still to this day. And I'm like, it's got to be coming up on a year, because I remember it was towards the end of my little guy's school year. And I'll just kind of tease it. So I go into the gas station, and it's like 9:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, and nothing real crazy is supposed to be going on. And I hear two people fighting, and I'm like, what the hell are these guys yelling about? And usually I just get out and pump my own gas. In Jersey, you're not supposed to, but the dude knows who I am. They don't give a shit. So I just get out, and I always just grab $20, hand them $20, and do it myself. And he's cool. We always talk. Long story short, I'll just tell you a story because it's fucking wild. And good story night, huh? And so I pull up, and I'm like, and the guy comes walking over, and usually I just get out and do it, but he's like right there. So I'm like, yo, throw 20 regular cash, whatever. I don't even 20, whatever. And then he get out of the car, like the window's down. I hear him yelling, and he puts the thing in there, and now he's pumping the gas in there. And then him and this guy are yelling, and this guy like pulls towards the driveway, and like this little black car, I don't remember exactly what it is, but it wasn't that big, and it had PA tags. And I'm in Jersey, so I noticed right away. I'm like, oh, PA tags, that's cool. And so this dude gets out of the car. He stops in the driveway, like where you're exiting. He stops like 5 feet right there where you come out. And he gets out of the car. Now, I don't know what these two dudes are fighting about. It's an Indian guy, obviously, does the gas station. And then this dude gets out of the car. And when I tell you, I don't really care about anything. Things don't scare me. This dude gets out of the car. He looks like he's shaped like the size of the car. He looked like a clown. Like, I'm like, fuck, this guy get in this car. And so he gets out of the car, and he's huge, tatted up. I'm telling you, the guy looked like he ate baseball bats for lunch, like in breakfast. His head had like knots all over. He looked like a gang member. I mean, he was all tatted up. He looked like a badass dude you didn't want to be wrestling with. And I didn't feel like messing with him, but now I'm out of my car, and these two are still yelling at each other, getting crazy, and they're like really yelling at each other, and they're like fucking threatening each other. And at one point, I don't remember what happened first. I think the Indian dude picks up a bat because the other guy's yelling at him and threatening him. And then the Indian dude picks up a bat, and he's like yelling at the guy, like, I'll fucking kill you, whatever. And the dude looks at him, like all nonchalantly. He just looks at this guy. He looks at the bat. He goes, what are you going to do with that? And the guy's like, I'll hit you in the head. And the guy goes, and then what? Like, it wasn't going to phase him. And I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, that fucking bat ain't going to do shit. This dude's fucking massive. Like, he's been hit by bats before. He's a guy like that doesn't care. So, long story short, they're yelling at each other. Like, and then all nonchalantly, he just says to me, he's like, yo, this motherfucker just broke my card. So this is what he's pissed about. And I'm like, he's pissed about it, like his debit card like got broken somehow. And then the Indian dude's like, I didn't fucking break it, you gave it to me, it was fucking broken, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up, dude, this dude's nutty. Not only is that nutty, the fucking guy at this point, so he just nonchalantly tells me this, and this guy runs his mouth some more. He goes, motherfucker, I'll kill you, I kid you not, guys, this dude's fucking huge. He just reaches in his shorts, pulls out a fucking knife, and just pops the blade. The fucking knife, the blade's like a foot long, and I'm standing out by my car, and I got the door open. I'm like standing behind the door, like I'm about to be shot at, and I'm surprised I wasn't, but Yeah, I'm like, look at my jaw just dropped. I'm like, oh fuck, this is about to get serious real quick. And now this Indian dude's got the bat in his hand and he's fucking screaming. And this dude's like, he's just like, oh, just as calm as you could ever see anybody. I'm about to go kill somebody. That's what this dude did. He just literally just pops the knife in his hand like this. He's like, motherfucker, I'll kill you, motherfucker. And just starts walking over this dude. He's like, I'll slit your throat right here. And I mean, he was just going to go slit his throat. This dude was not playing games. And now I'm standing there like, yo, bro, yo, calm the fuck down. I'm like, yo, it's not worth it, dude. Get back in your car. And he looks at me. And he's just looking at the knife. And so, like 2-3 times interactions, this goes on. He goes back to his car, looks at the knife, comes back because the Indian dude wouldn't shut his fucking mouth. And so every time he went back to his car, this dude would say something. And he would turn around and be like, I'll kill you. And then just like he's going after him with a knife in his hand. The blade's like this long. And finally, I tell the Indian dude, I'm like, motherfucker, shut your fucking mouth before you get killed. I'm like, what are you, a fucking moron? And I start yelling at this guy. And I'm like, just shut up. And I'm telling this big dude to get back in his car. He does, clearly, because I'm still alive and the Indian dude's still alive. And yeah, the dude gets in his car and there's a circle there. He drives around this circle. He gets around the other side of the main road and he's pointing his head out the window. And I'm telling you, the dude's like the size of this car. It was crazy. And he's like, motherfucker, I'll be back. I'll kill you, Indian. And he's saying every derogatory thing you could ever imagine because that's how it really got escalated. And yeah, it was the craziest shit ever. So that happened on April 26th. I just saw it the other day. I had to go back and look. As I talk to this guy like all the time because I get gas at the same place, and we were just talking about it, and he was like, yeah, man, he's like, that might have been by far the craziest thing ever to happen here. He's like, thank God you were here. He's like, I don't think I'd be here. I'm like, dude, that fucking guy was definitely killing you. Are you kidding me? Like, that's like that shit you see on the news when like the gas station dude just gets like knifed, and you're just like, oh, I wonder what happened. That's what happened, and it was insane. So yeah, I was just standing there, and this dude pulls out a knife like this, and I'm a fucking maniac. I don't run or anything. I'm just standing there trying to talk to this guy, trying to get him to calm down, and somehow it worked. So yeah, me and the Indian guy, we laugh about it all the time, but. Yeah, a year ago, and I'm in the middle, like my fucking brain's out of it in this time. Like I'm walking through a brain injury at this time, and everything's all crazy. Everything was crazy, I'm telling you. And so yeah, that's my life in a nutshell. I'm telling you, Laura Ann's from New Jersey, so she can relate. I am telling you guys. I tell you guys all the time, it's the most bizarre thing. I live in a nice area, and then you just like drive around, and there's just fucking shit going on all the time. It's wild. It's just crazy shit all the time. And yeah, so that was a wild ass story. And like I said, a year is coming up where that gas station guy's still alive, because I'm telling you, if I wasn't there, the dude was definitely getting killed. There was no doubt in my mind. That guy was so nonchalant. I've never seen in my life somebody pull out a knife like that with just so calm and eased, and just like it wasn't the first time he ever did it. Let's put it this way. And I was just like, holy shit. And this dude was not the guy to mess with. I was just like, man, I don't feel like fucking doing this. And yeah, thank God he fucking got back in his car. And then the Indian guy never called the cops or anything. I was like, I quick went over while he was driving on the other side. I like ducked behind my car because I thought I was going to get shot at. I'm like, here, you stand there. I'm going to duck real quick while this dude's yelling at you. And then I just quick got my gas thing out, put it back in, and took off. I know I'd already paid. I paid him whenever. I don't know if I did. I know I paid him. I always do. And yeah, boom, I fucking took off. I was like, yo, I'm out of here, dude. I was like, you should probably call the cops for this guy comes back and kills you. He's like, this security system doesn't work or whatever. I'm like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Do whatever you want, but I'm out of here. And yeah, we still laugh about it to this day. But that's how crazy just dropping off my kid and going to get gas could be at one moment. So yeah, Laura Ann, you see some crazy shit. That guy, he was definitely a dead duck. And like I said, he clearly knows it. We were just laughing about it the other day. And And that's why I had to go back and look, because I was like, I knew I posted it on my Facebook page and on the X, and I went back and looked. I was like, holy shit, that's coming up. And yeah, in like a week or two. Fucking nuts, I'm telling you. So anyway, we'll get back to our list now. But yeah, that's how crazy. And all of you guys probably experience crazy shit like that. It's like you just drive around, and if you keep your eyes open and look, you just see crazy shit going on all the time. And it's whether I'm just the type of person that I guess that's how I was. I just don't care. I help people out. I step into things, and it just doesn't bother me. And yeah, so I'm the maniac that gets out of the car and tries to calm this guy down, and it works somehow. So somebody had to do it, I guess, because like I said, that guy wouldn't have been there. And he's a really nice guy. I enjoy talking to the gas station guy, so whatever. But good stories right there, and crazy shit goes on. But anyway, let's roll through our list here. Good story night, huh? All right, AIMD. Let's go through it real quick. No more stories. We'll roll through the market. And this one's looking great, AIMD. So yeah, the first two we went through because we that SHPH was looking really good too. And this one was looking good the other day. Was it not, AIMD? I know Laptop Travel changes the list around a little bit, and like one day some of them will be on there and they'll be on there like 2 or 3 days later, setting up a little bit better. But I know that was on recently. Well, hold on, BSGM. There we go. BioSig Technologies. Let's see. That's actually going to be like a healthy pullback right there if you look at that. And it's not even really 63 to 66. It's at 65, so not even pulling back. It did go up in the after hours. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but I was going to say that looks like a healthy pullback right there without even seeing it. And obviously it was. So yeah, that one's going to be a good one to stay up in that channel right there. BSGM right there, and BTOC. That is not the one I was thinking. I was thinking, wasn't that other one? I forget what it was. We were looking at it the other day that was getting set up. BTOG. Was it that one? There you go. That's what I was thinking this was. I thought that was this one, BTOG. It was BTOC. Close enough, huh? This one's actually trying to crawl through a little bit flat. Maybe it's trying to make a little base down there. It looked like it tried to bottom and jump. We'll see. I'll look at that BTOG, and then we'll look at the BTOC too. Armago. I don't even, what the heck is that? An I right there? Like I said, I can't even see shit. Armago. I don't even, Armlogi Holdings. I can't even read, guys. I'm telling you. That's why I look at I purposely read the companies that I can't pronounce, and I say get a good laugh out of it. And again, it's all part of my brain injury. I just don't like that. Looked like an eye to me. I couldn't even tell what that is, and it's just like the most basic shit. I can look at this chart all day. This means nothing to me. Like I can look at it. Not that it doesn't mean anything. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I can just look at it and know exactly what's going on. Soon as I have to look at words and numbers, I'm like, forget about it. I just doesn't process anymore. It's just bizarre. I used to be a really good numbers person and just be able to calculate things like that. And yeah, that doesn't really happen that much anymore. But anyway, like I say, I don't really worry about it. Like I had a photographic memory, so I had it for, I'm 44 now. I had it for most of my life, and my little guy has it. He's fucking insane. His memory's so crazy. He have him come on here and just do shit for you. Yeah, he's my wife's a teacher, special ed teacher. He could literally go through second grade already. He's in kindergarten. He's in pre-K. He's not even in kindergarten. He's in pre-K. He would pass first grade, and he could go to second grade. So his memory is so crazy and it's vivid. We clearly know, and my wife used to always make fun of me and be like, you don't, but my memory was always great, perfect. And now she's like, yeah, you were right. Like you definitely probably had one. I'm like, I know I did. Like I didn't know I did my whole life. I just thought everybody had that. It wasn't until after high school and I went to culinary school that I realized that I had a photographic memory, because I'll never forget, I was a punk kid with a fake ID, and and I used to go to Philly, and I went to the restaurant school in Philadelphia, and yeah, I would hang out with a cool crew of people that were younger, and we would like go to the bar, and I was 18 years old, literally with a fake ID. I had my neighbor's info with like everything legit, and and yeah, crazy stuff we used to do back then. And yeah, I would just go and party all day. Like it was like a big party for me. I don't know. It seemed very simple for me, and that's how high school kind of was too. I look back and say, you know, if I would have really applied myself, I probably would have done really, really well. I did really well anyway, but I probably would have had straight A's. I just didn't really have to, and my parents were really happy that I'd get A's and B's. And so it was just like show up and I could just easily pass. But yeah, it wasn't until restaurant school, and most of the people there were on like second and third career changes. So they were older, and I was this young, you know, young kid out of high school. And like they would be sitting there studying, like, and I'd be like, what the fuck? And like, then they get the exam and not do well. And I'd just be like looking around, like we were just at the bar, like taking shots, partying, and I'm coming in and getting 100 on this stupid test. And they're like failing. They're sitting there the entire lunch period, like in this big study group. I'm like, what the fuck are they studying? Like we just went over the stupid test. Like the guy literally like went over a review like 3 days ago. Just hand me the test and I'll tell you every answer. And yeah, it was just, that's it. I just would sit there, look at it, and I could remember exactly what the guy said. Every single question, boom, 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 boom. I've taken state certified tests and literally have come back and wrote every single question word for word verbatim for the instructors and stuff, and was like, here was the test, and they're like, holy shit, that's fucking amazing. And yeah, I would like be like, there was 2 questions I don't remember, and they're like, that's nuts. Yeah, it was just that easy for me. And I can't do it anymore. I'm not gonna lie, it's not that easy for me now, but that's what happens. And yeah, it's kind of crazy. Deep Soul Diving said he's like that too. Remember people's faces and they have no idea who you are, and I it's crazy. So maybe I use other parts of my brain. I'm telling you, I've always been very in tune with things, and honestly, I've always been in the cannabis and stuff. So I always found like that. I was never like drinker or anything. I partied, but I was always more into the cannabis side, which I think kept me out of a lot of trouble with my friends and a lot of crazy problems. And yeah, it's just, I see things differently, honestly, all the time. And I always said, if you hand me something, I'm going to look at it way differently than most people. I've always said that. And then I generally look at things in a business sense, because my whole life has been like a business. At 12 years old, I was helping my dad run a business, and then I took it over. And like I said, I've had a business and company in almost every sector and industry, and did pretty well. So yeah, I just think that way, like monetizing things and in that business sense, and I love marketing stuff, and been doing it for a long time. So yeah, you take a lot of experience and put it all together. Like I said, I'm a lot more street smart than book smart, but I think that goes a pretty far way, long way, and it depends on what you do in life too. But yeah, I'm very street smart. Obviously, walking around one of the worst cities of my in the country for my whole life, and you're gonna learn. And it's real simple, honestly. I tell people, just don't get caught out there being a victim. Know your surroundings. Don't be looking at phones. Don't be looking at bullshit. Biggest dude on the block, just give them a quick nod, say hi, make sure they know who you are, but don't act like you're there to like take anything. Just be like, hey. And I was there working. They always thought we were cops and stuff. It was crazy. I used to get a police escort, so that would make it even crazier sometimes. So yeah, it was wild, guys. I'm telling you, there were certain streets you couldn't go on. You would have to get them to escort you onto the street, or they would like try to kill you. It was nuts. And yeah, they were like gangs and this and that, and that's, you had to deal with it. And again, you just had to know the way to work your way around that shit too. It's a crazy scenario. But anyway, let's get rolling. That's enough about me. BTOC. Let's look at it. It's in that channel. And yeah, it's in that channel. It's most of Laptop Travel's list right here are mostly in that channel, but some are like really curling up nice. Like this carve right here was carving up pretty good today. And CARV. Let's look at that. Carver Bank, yeah, look at that thing running up 137 to 139. And again, they're not all 100% runners, but they are solid ones that get into the channel and they run up. And especially in a market condition like this, you can take these solid ones and really trade them well. Cask right here, this one was setting up before. Look at this thing running around. That was, I remember we looked at it off of there and it ran. And this one still looks really good, guys. I would keep an eye on CASK. Right here, this could be a solid one. Look at that. It looked like it kept its momentum there. So keep an eye on Cask right there. And CNTM. Whoop, I can't type either. Oh, I told you. Here we, oh, that one's good right there. CNTM. That looks really good. Well, let me put it on here. Remember, I used to do the show on Spaces, and I'd be like hitting all the wrong buttons and laughing about it, and you guys would laugh if you guys seen me hitting this, and now you guys get to see it and laugh, because I'm telling you, I hit everything wrong. You see me X out a thing, I'm like, what the hell am I even doing? CNTM, oh, this Connect one looks really good, too. Look at that thing rolling. I'm telling you, the ones that are running the best right now, guys, are these ones that are rolling off the MACD. It's not necessarily the ones that are rolling up, because they're hard to tell exactly when they're going to go and where they're going to go. It's the ones that are already over, that are rolling up, that are absolutely gems. And that was AREB, for example, was a good one today. That one had pulled back and rolled back off. I think that's the better look right now, like that. And it was up today, this one, CNTM, but it still looks pretty good in that channel. I would say keep an eye on it. It still looks solid here. Look at it. It could get right through that 50 tomorrow on that thing. So I would say that's a really solid one. And again, that's a good look on them to be rolling up there. So keep an eye on that. And I do like them right now rolling off that MACD. And again, that's just part of that pattern that we've picked up if they're going, you know, not crossing through and bouncing down, or they're rolling off if they're through. So, and then you get some that do cross through right now, but you got to track them because they do pop up like something like this. But it's not exactly when you think, because look, it crossed through right there, it got weird, and then it pops up. So just an example, you got to really keep your eye on these things and really know which way they're moving. And again, that pattern's been helping us the most, to be honest. 121 to 208 right there, that yesterday. And then today, 2 to 208, and it's at 192. So not a bad one right there. And a lot of these will probably be pretty good. I'll just roll right through them, and we'll see if we pick anything out. That's not the one. Oh, man, can I type? Holy cow, where'd the V go? There it is. Envirotech vehicles. There was too many V's in it. EVTV. It was killing me. Anyway, it looks pretty good right there. I got to see it right here. Now I got to try to type it in again. Jeez Louise. Oh my God, I can't do it. EVTV, there we go. Nah, it looks really good right there. I'd say Envirotech vehicles is looking pretty decent. And let's see what their fate is for Fate Therapy. Oh, that one's setting up real good too. We just looked at this and I remember it was on this list, and yeah, take a look at that. So yeah, you got two of them really good, that environmental one and Fate one right there. And let's see what this guy's up to. What's that even say? IRIX maybe? Or is that a J? Oh, it might be that one. Yeah, it's probably that guy right there. And that thing looks like it's trying to roll off. IRIX. Yeah, look at that thing in the channel and rolling off. I'm telling you, they're generally the best runners right now and the most solid ones to take a look at because they've been running up pretty well. This cap is setting up here. At least it's trying to, and you can see it in that channel. It looks like it was pulling back, but up in the after hours it says. So this chart's going to be different right here. And actually, it still looks like it's pulling back right there. I'll look at that tomorrow, Kappa, and see KAPA and LGCB linkage global. We had just we were looking at this, and it just recently split. It looks like on the 7th, and look, oh guys, this thing looks like it's going to run too. Let's see. I didn't type it in right. I had a problem typing tonight. But yeah, look at this thing rolling up like that, guys. Watch this thing try to get over that 50 right there for LGCB. It's looking pretty good. And LVLU, Lulis, I never heard of them. But it's looking pretty good like that. It was a little flat, but not bad. Let's see if it pops up. LVLU. And yeah, look at that thing. Good list right here for laptop travel. Almost all these bad boys are looking good. MGLD. I remember looking at Marigold, and that thing ran up today, actually. So that was already pumped up there. But look at it tomorrow. It could go for a little momentum for Marigold. And is that a Q or no? I can't tell. OLB, I know that one. OLB Group is a software company, and this thing is trying. Oh, that's another good curl up. It says it was down in the after hours. Let's see what it did here. It did pull back in the after hours, so we wouldn't have looked at it if it had the right thing right there, candle. But I did notice it right there, so we did know that it was coming down. PACB. Let's see, Pacific Bioscience. Well, that one's trying to get set up. I would look for this one to try to bounce back up. PACB. Look at that bad boy. And even if it pulls back, it looks like that 20 is going to pull it up there. So looks pretty solid in that Ridge one, whatever it is, RDGT, Ridge Tech. And that thing is... Oh, that thing's going to get curled up too. I mean, this is a really solid list of ones that are going to curl up and run. And again, these things in the channel that roll off this MACD like that, they might not go 100%, but you know damn well it's going to that 50. And some of these go like 5-10%, like it's like that. Like it's no big deal. And so there are great ones to look at and trade solid, and especially when the markets are crazy. Look at this retractable technologies moving up right here. If it gets back over that, it'll be solid. RVP. It's trying to. It's bouncing around. I'll take a look at that tomorrow because, like I said, that line comes down. That's where it's going to want to really bounce off of. And that's a retractable technologies right there. And let's see what SAG is doing. SAG Holdings is moving up pretty good too. So it's a really good list. We looked at SHPH and it was looking good. And the Sky Q, Sky Quarry. Wow, that thing's running up with some momentum. Is it doing in the after hours? Sky Q. There we go. Yeah, that thing's running up, and it closed at 72. It got up to 77, so that's not a bad one. A great list right here. Swag up 6 cents, and that looks like it wants to continue its way up right there. I'll look at it in the after hours since it was running up. If it closed up solid, yeah, I mean, it could bounce off, but some of these in that channel, they cross through, and some of these little guys are able to cross through because then they cross right back down like it's no big deal. TOVX. Look at this thing. Damn, laptop travel's on point. This one was running up today, but this thing is setting up. I know TIVX, I think, is one too, but TOVX is what we want to look at. Look at it, crossing up, hitting this 20. Watch it get up into that 116 area, guys, and it could be really good, like a penny up and catch momentum going up there. So another one, and this one we know that Trio Patrol. Oh, that one's going to be a setup for probably next week. Holy shit, guys. Keep an eye on this one as early as tomorrow at the Friday. But look at this thing getting set up right there for TPET. That looks like it could be a good one. And VSA, that's at TCTM one. We've looked at this and they changed their name. I keep forgetting, but it was getting set up. It is one of them China education and training services, and them ones could be getting rolling too. We've looked at them before, and some of them are running, getting set up. That Clue was looking pretty good. It said it went down the after hours. I know we looked at it. I don't even remember seeing it go down the after hours there. 161, it was up at, I don't know, it's not really down, but anyway, that Clue was looking pretty good earlier too, and I know we were looking at it. And there you go with your laptop travel list, and like I said, a lot of great ones on that list. Holy cow, you could go down almost that whole list. I didn't even mark them all, but there are some great ones, and especially that TPET was looking real good. So is that LGCB, Linkage Global, I think it is. And that one was looking good. So some great ones right there. Let's look at our Jolie's Jams right here. And Agrify, this thing's trying to roll up and look way better. Look at it trying to get set up down here, guys. Look at that curl up and curl off the MACD. So keep an eye on this Agrify. Look at it. It's trying to roll right there. If it gets into this channel, it's going to start moving, and it is. It's trying to get set up, so I would definitely keep an eye on that one. And obviously, just be careful tomorrow. We know what our list is going to look like, especially for going into next week. I think next week could be a really wild, guys, and could be a real good money maker too. If it's real, obviously, if it's volatile and going up and down, we know exactly when it wants to go up and down. We're pretty good right there, so we'll keep an eye on that. And there you go. And some Deep Soul Diving was waiting for T-Pet right there. I just happened to look over and see that. So, yeah, I'll go through and make sure I didn't miss anybody's messages, or if you guys want to see anything. And let's cruise right through. I'll get through because I was telling a bunch of stories tonight. All kinds of wild stuff in my life. Anyway, Sezzle right here. A little pullback, but it looks like it's going to be a little healthy right there. Look at it. And I think it does try to get back into that channel, even though things are pulling back. It's got that good support there, and it just looks like it wants to hang out in that area. So we'll look at that Sezzle. And what did Sterling do? I didn't look at it. It was way up yesterday. It doesn't look bad today. Just a little healthy pullback on that thing too. Yeah, this thing's going to get cruising, guys. I think we definitely want to keep an eye on Sterling. I said that the other night before it ran up here like this, and I think we're really getting set up, and it has a lot of room. It was running up at 200, and look at that top up there. So I think Sterling could be a really good opportunity. I don't know what I just spelled for Rivian, but there it is, RIVN. And that one actually is pulling back right now, curling down, it looks like. Yeah, that looks like it has some downtime, but it looks like it's trying to set up. I'll keep an eye on Rivian. That's two different crazy looks, because that's a good setup, but pulling down, it could easily pull down back to the support and then jump back into that channel where it wants to go off and run. So you could see that type of run right there on Rivian. And Symbotic looks like it was trying to pull back. Yep, it was $1.32 is what it says, and let me see what it's up to. And not terrible. Looked better yesterday, that's for sure. But it does not look terrible there for Symbotic. And there you go with your Jolie's Jams. And let me run through our SPY big caps and all them guys real quick and see what they're doing. And then we'll go through and see the rest of the messages and what else you guys want to look at. So we'll get rocking and rolling. I'll knock through them pretty quick since I was telling some stories there. And there you go. So here we go right here. Let's take a look and see what our SPY, we know it was down. And it was down pretty good. It didn't run like the other day, but look at this thing. It looks like it's pulling back there. I think tomorrow we could see another down day is what it looks like, at least to start. And then you got to start looking around to see how low it gets and to see where that tweet comes out, because when it starts getting down here, guys, you better expect something's going to happen. So I don't think they're getting it under that support line at 489 right now. They know where they got to keep it in, and they'd rather have it in this channel, but they're fine with it down here. It just buys them a lot more time. Pull that channel down and make it even bigger, and then you have a lot more time when you're rolling up. So you have some time that's going to be running around, but it's probably going to be great opportunities for these things to be volatile and big spikes up and down. And you know people are going to do very well in them type of markets, because that's where you make your money. Look at Apple, pull back $8 right there. It looks like it's pulling back some more. Look at it coming down. I don't know if they get back into the basement, though. I think they pull down here again and then get bouncing back up. So you're going to see this thing like a bouncy ball, just going up and down like crazy, and that's perfectly fine. As long as we know what it wants to do and you play it right that day, you're going to do well. You just got to play them pretty smart and pretty quick, actually. We're not really going very long on many things, although if you feel like these are the bottoms on these and you like your Tesla and these things for long positions, this is where you're at down. But if you're doing any options or quick trading, they are going to go up and down relatively fast. But if you're looking at long positions and you're not minding, then yeah, find these bottoms down here or just start accumulating small amounts, basically like I did with the ETF. It works out well. It's a great strategy, I'm not gonna lie. And you can get your price down and accumulate a bunch of them just by buying little amounts. You don't got to buy the whole mother load at one shot. You don't have to. If it pulls back, you still have have action, then buy some more, bring it down. If it comes down more, you still buy some. And if you do it like that, your average will keep coming down with it. And then when it jumps up, you're doing great because you accumulated a lot, and then you actually are up in it instead of buying it all the way up here, having to pull back, and then having to wait to go all the way back up. So Amazon hitting that line, not coming through. It doesn't look like anyway. It was looking strong, but again, we know the pattern, and it's probably going to stick. And how about good old Google? That was doing the same thing. So actually, that was hitting that line right there pretty well, trying to cross through. Let's see what Google's up to here. It's in that spot where it could clearly pull itself back like we talk about, and it looks like it might. So that's what Google looks like at the moment. And so, yeah, I think that could possibly happen right there for Google. And Meta right here, that took a huge dive. And, again, that took a huge jump. And look at it, hitting this MACD. I think we come down. Big old setup right here with earnings coming up. So I think we do see them coming down, at least in the morning. And then we'll see how far they come down, because then, you know, anything can happen after that. Microsoft don't look so bad, though, guys. It did pull back, and it is kind of hanging out over that 20. It was there all day. Look at it, just stuck on it. And we'll have to look at Microsoft. It might be the one that could be popping off there sooner than the rest. NVIDIA was pulling back, and that one actually just crossed through, it looks like. But it's in that spot where that one could get pulled back, and it's not. Yeah, it's over that 20 a little bit. But, again, I think that one, you can see it gets smacked down right there. At least that's what it looks like at the moment. And we obviously will be looking at them at 7 a.m. as usual and getting a better idea. But that's what they look like at the moment. And Tesla, obviously, on that support line right there. But I think it does jump down into the 223. I don't know if it's going to pull back here. We'll have to look at it. That channel set up for it to come down here. Wouldn't be surprised if it got down to 195 at some point, but with all these jump arounds, because that channel is set up for it. So we'll keep an eye on Tesla, and again, we might want to set some buys down there if you like Tesla long. I might do that just in case it spikes down real quick, and you can set them up and get some. And obviously, if they don't, you can convert them and change your buy price and buy them whenever. But as it's real volatile, if you catch that low price right there, that's always a beautiful thing. Look at AMC looking pretty good right there. And they were setting up the other day. We liked AMC, and GameStop was looking good. That looks good right there. GameStop's looking really good, guys. And Chewy's not looking bad. And how about Unity? That one's not looking too bad. I don't think that gets crossed through, though. But obviously, GameStop looking the best out of them. And AMC not really that bad right there. So keep an eye. That's getting set up. And GameStop looking pretty healthy. And so does AMC. So we're keeping an eye on them guys and our Roaring Kitty crew right there. And let's look at Netflix. What did that do? It was probably down pretty good because it ran up pretty well. And that one's hitting that MACD and probably pulling back down. So that's what they look like. And again, any tweak can change everything at a moment's notice. AVGO, and we won't even get that moment's notice. We'll just see when it happens. His Inner Circle will get that moment's notice, but we probably won't. Unless, I'm telling you, I mean, he literally sent out the other day, buy the dip. That was pretty wild yesterday, and you seen what happened. So maybe he didn't tell his Inner Circle. Maybe he just tweeted and was like, yo, pay attention to my True Social. You'll see when to buy the dip. I'll make it clear. I mean, who the hell knows what's going on, to be honest. But again, they're controlling the markets. That are trying to get interest rates down. We talk about it. And here we go. AVGO was down a little bit. Looks like it wasn't too bad. It was trying to cross through. I think it is. Yeah, look at it. And this could get rolled off and stay in that channel. So we'll keep an eye on that. MU right here. Let's look at Micron Technology. Now that one looks like it's coming down right there. AVGO didn't look as bad. MU looks like it's coming down. TSM not so bad either. I mean, it looks like it's coming down right there, but another one where I think it hits that bottom line and bounces back up. So I don't think that's in that bad a shape. You'll have a little pullback, but not crazy. And SMCI, what's this one doing? That one's trying to get up there and hit that line. That looks like a little healthy pullback too. So that doesn't look that crazy. A little hold down, but it could get push back down a little bit, but get set right back up for SMCI and AMD right here, Advanced Micro Devices. That one looks like it's going to pull back. Maybe it comes back down into the lower 7 or the 79s. I meant to say the lower 80s or the higher 70s right there. And that was what, 79? Yeah, 79.50. So we'll see if AMD will pull back there. And how about QCOM? That had to follow suit and pull back today. It was down $9 and does look like it's going to pull back a little bit more. So again, they look like they're going to be red. Luis Rodriguez said the futures were red. Intel looks like it's going down right there. And PayPal was pulling back, and that has all three of them had the exact same look right there. And how about Snow? That's hitting the line, but I have a feeling that's coming back down. And again, they're going to be popping up and pulling back. Tomorrow it's going to be a little more pullback unless we see a tweet at the end of the day or lunchtime or something like that. But expect it to be red. I would actually expect it to be red in the morning or the pre-market. And like in the opening, Palantir is not looking bad, guys. We've been saying that as it's trying to get set up, and it's just bouncing around, but one that's actually not looking too bad. Look at it in the channel right there. Sophie's been pulling back, and that should probably pull back a little bit more, I would think. And how about Mara and Riot? I mean, trying to get set up right here. I know crypto's down. Oh, Bitcoin's back at 80,000, I believe. It just said, it just scrolled right by me. I'll have to see when it comes back real quick. But there's Mara, yeah, 80,000, and Sol's at 114, and Ethereum's at 1538, I believe. So we'll go through them in a second, but just curious where they were. And how about Riot? Because this one was actually trying to set up, and look at it, it's been rolling off and bouncing back off of there. Let me see what Mara looked like here. Yeah, it's trying to get rolling, but it's just not doing it, and that's just pulling back right there. So that's your Riot and Mara right there. And how about MicroStrategy, MSTR? Good old strategy. His strategy has been dipping right here, and I think it is. Look at this thing. It was meeting up, and I just don't think it can hold itself up. You do have like your 200 down here, so we'll see if it can pop off of there, and it'll stay. I mean, it isn't going to go below that 221. I doubt that, so anything can happen, but that's a good support line right there that you'd be looking for MicroStrategy, and that is CLSK is CleanSpark, and just riding with the rest of them for the crypto world. So there you go with them. And how about Coinbase? Was down a little bit. Is that crossing through? I couldn't tell. Let me see. Coin, is it crossing through right there? It's hard to tell. Let's see. Oh, it already did cross. What? I can't tell if that's crossing. Oh, yeah, it definitely did. It was out here. Couldn't tell. It definitely crossed through right there. So Coinbase not looking as bad. We'll see. It's probably going to try to jump and hit that 20 right there. So that's not bad right there. And how about Hood? That one's trying to set up. They have earnings coming up on the end of the month, and we'll take a look at it. Look at it hitting that MACD. You have some time to cross to set up, so it might not cross over immediately, but Hood's looking a little better to get set up at least, and that's Coinbase and Hood. DJT was up yesterday. Oh, it was up this morning too, wasn't it? Maybe it was just from yesterday. I remember it was up 1681 to 22, and today 21 to 22, and then it went to 1880. But yeah, it had been up yesterday. Oh man, I'm gonna yawn. And then it's in that channel right there. So not too bad for DJT considering the whole market's pulling back, and fun. That was kind of setting up yesterday. Obviously a little pullback, and it looks like it's gonna dip down a little bit. But yeah, DJT not looking terrible. Imagine that. MTN dipping down a little bit more, and McDonald's MCD, let's see what they're up to, 282, and it is curling up a little bit. Look at this thing. I think McDonald's might be a little healthy. It might not cross through the MACD, but look at this thing. It might get a quick pop up there, so might want to take a look at McDonald's tomorrow. Could be a healthy one. Not that they're healthy, but the stock could be a healthy one for tomorrow. I don't think anything you get at McDonald's could be healthy, though. And Boeing right here, let's see. It's just kind of taking its time. It's not ready to get cruising just yet, guys, so that's going to need a little setup time. And Space right here has been dipping down most of the time, and IBM was probably dipping down it was looking all right yesterday with that run up, but you could kind of tell it wasn't ready. And yeah, IBM might have a pretty good pullback right there. It'll probably get back down here into the 217 area, I would assume. And that's IBM. And how about Disney? What was that doing? That was also down, pulling back. Looks like it'll hit that bottom line right there. And Oxy right here, what's that doing? Good old Oxy pulling back, and that one might get into the basement again. Wow, ExxonMobil, that one is dipping down big time too, so they do not like anything going on. And Nike was pulling back from yesterday and actually hitting that bottom, and DXYZ is just sitting on that line, but I have a feeling it's not going to be able to hold it up there very long. You might come back down here. So yeah, that DXYZ, you might get even a better price and get it down here in like the low 20s possibly, which would be really nice for that one. So there you go with that list. And I'd say we just nailed all them. Let me go through and see if I missed anything. And I know I was telling you guys some good stories tonight. Let me see if I let me see. People were talking about that. And boom. Here we go. Let me just see. Oh, Laura Ann's an artist too, so she's definitely thinks differently. That's for sure. I've definitely realized that. Yeah, artists, people like artistic and stuff. My daughter's super artistic, and yeah, her brain works totally different. She goes to a really good private school and just gets straight A. Like, she crushes school. I mean, it's not even a question. She gets mad if she don't get like a 97 or above on a test. Like, she's super hard on herself. We don't even have to be hard on her. She's so hard on herself. We're like, yo, you can calm down. It's all right if you get like a 95 on a test, and she's just not happy about it. She's like, no, it's got to be higher than like a 97. That's okay, fine with me. But yeah, she's super artistic and just creative and stuff. Yeah, and people use different part of their brain for sure. Definitely different than athletes. I know that for a fact. It's kind of weird when you look at it because you see the differences in education and schooling and stuff, and then you have athletes go out and they see things differently, and then they also go out and play sports that they get smacked in their head, and that doesn't help you out either. So it's kind of interesting the fact that, you know, the people that see things a little differently might even, not all of them, might have higher IQ. Some of them stay out of contact sports, and other ones get into it. But yeah, I'm telling you, it's just weird. But you do have to protect your head at all times. I mean, we all know you can't be getting smacked in the head and stuff. But now it's just crazy. Like, these kids, like, growing up when we played football, it was no big deal. Like, you got your bell rung and you sat out for a play or two, and then the coach was like, all right, you're cool, go ahead. And today you're like, definitely not going back in. It's a totally different game, and it should be. I mean, you see some of the people, we probably have crazy effects from taking head injuries as kids, and nobody took it serious. So it is what it is, and now they look at things differently. But it does seem like people get more head injuries today too, so I don't know. Maybe it's just more, you just know about it more. Like, we're more aware about it, and I'm definitely more aware of it because of what happened to me. So I definitely noticed. Yeah, a good buddy of mine, his kid just recently, that this year they were sledding, and the kid got to the bottom of the hill, stood up, fell back, hit his head. 20 minutes later, started throwing up, and he's actually been in cognitive therapy and been having like all kinds of vision issues and stuff. And my buddy was just telling me this the other day. And he's like, dude, I didn't realize. He's like, dude, you must have had a lot of issues. I'm like, yeah, I had a few. But anyway, it's all good. It's like I said, you get through it. If you got a good therapist, you can, cognitive therapy. It's amazing what they can do, like concussion therapy and stuff. It's wild, guys. Like, I used to walk around with like popsicle sticks and try to train my eyes because they were so bad. They told me, like, you get a concussion, your eyes will tick. I learned all this stuff. My eyes were the worst ticking eyes that anybody's ever seen. I went to two hospitals. The second hospital, well, I didn't tell you that. I had to go to a second hospital 13 days later because I was completely out of my mind, and I went into a haunted house down the shore a week later, and yeah, I was out in another galaxy, and that's when they told me that I had very severe concussion. I need to go to a neurologist, and that's when they told me, yeah, dude, you definitely have a a brain injury. We should probably be monitoring you. And then yeah, after that they started putting me in concussion therapy and all that good stuff. But yeah, the first hospital just let me cruise, and I don't even think if they would have left me there, I don't think they probably would have taken my license, I would assume. But yeah, no one said anything. I remember I went to concussion therapy, and the therapist said to me, she said, "Did you drive here?" And I go, "Yeah." And I don't remember anything. I was like out of it completely. And she's like, "All right." She's like, "I didn't take your license," but she's like, "I don't know. She's like, "I'm not the neurologist and I don't make that call." So she's like, "Don't get in any accidents or anything." And I was like, "Nah, I'm good." And honestly, it's crazy. They never took my license, and I drove and I did stocks. It's the two things. Like, I get like completely zoned in. When I get in the car, it's like I can see everything all of a sudden. I get out of the car, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's so crazy, guys. It's weirdest thing to ever explain. But anyway, let's knock this dummy out, and enough good stories for you guys. And good night, everybody that's passing out. I know we're talking crazy stories here, and we should do like a Saturday night where we just hop on. We'll tell some good stories, and I'll read some good stories from you guys, because I'm sure everybody has a real crazy good story, and they're always fun to listen to. It's crazy what you go through in life. It's just wild. It's just, you either get stronger from it or it just breaks you down, I guess. I don't know. But you just gotta keep on rolling. I say just keep your head up and just keep on cruising. Don't let any day stop you. Obviously, every day is not great, that's for sure. But the next day will be a good one, so you got to live for that one, and that's how I look at it. Yeah, haunted house and down the Jersey Shore. So a week after I got hit in the head, my dad always comes up every year, and we rent a house at the Jersey Shore for the week and have a good time, and everybody in the family. So yeah, a bunch of them came up from Georgia, family members. And then I was in a manic state. They told me I got hit so hard I was in a manic state, and then I decided I was going to take my little niece into the haunted house, because that looked like it was like going to be a lot of fun to me, because I was completely out of my mind. And yeah, they have signs all over tell you not to go in if you have these kind of issues. But again, the hospital never told me. They let me leave and told me I was fine. So like, I'm just walking around going, yeah, I'm fine. The hospital said I'm fine. I remember I got my stitches out the day I went down to the shore, and I remember I went to the what is it, the minute clinic things that they have, whatever they're called, urgent care. And I remember the doctor asking me multiple times, saying, the hospital, they checked you out. I'm like, yeah, man, they gave me a CAT scan. They told me I'm fine. And I swear he knew I was not fine, but he was just like, kept asking me. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right, the hospital said you're fine. I think he had to know I was like, had a concussion or something. I was out of my mind. And I remember like, he was like, all right, well, if you don't feel well, just make sure you go to a hospital or get checked out. And he took my stitches out, and I went down the shore and went into a haunted house, and that was not good. I came out of that thing, guys, and I'm not even kidding. I thought I was going to drop dead. I said to my wife, I'm like, yo, I don't feel right. Something's not right here. And I never felt anything like that before. And yeah, it was crazy. And she's like, you're fine. And just like drug me down the boardwalk. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm fine. And somehow I lived that night too. And I don't remember much after that haunted house. I was freaking out of my mind after that thing for months and months and months. But they say I probably would have been that way anyway, regardless if I had gone in a haunted house. It probably just sped up the process a lot faster. And clearly I caught the brain injury when I got hit in the head, probably not when I went into the haunted house. It didn't help. Now I have all them issues. Like, I can't look at a strobe light or anything like that. That'll like knock me out. And all that stuff bothers me now. So yeah, I have all kinds of great sensory issues and stuff like that. So I definitely understand all them issues nowadays. And yeah, it was pretty wild, I'm not gonna lie. I came out of that thing and it was a whole nother universe I was in. So yeah, I've seen it all. And just keep on trucking along, I guess. So I don't know how, but somehow I'm still sitting here cruising. And I always say, like, every few months I kind of feel like I come back to earth a little bit more. So that's why I say I'll probably never be 100%, but maybe I just keep coming back down to earth a little bit. So I guess it's kind of cool, and I'm in my own galaxy, whatever. Anyway, there we go with that. And EOSC, let's look. Oh wait, UAMY, let's look at these guys. UAMY, United States Anatomy Corp. Wow, that one's jumping up. What the heck do they do? Oh, Industrials Mining. There you go. That one looks pretty good right there, guys. Yeah, it closed up. I would say keep an eye on UAMY in the morning, guys, for a momentum play. That looks really good there. Deep Soul Diving. And KDLY, let's look at that bad boy. KDLY. Kinley MD. Oh, look at that thing. Two of them on the money. We got to write both of them down. That one's trying to set up. Now, whether it does it tomorrow, I can't promise you. But look at that trying to get set up. It very well could. I have to write both of them down right there. They're good ones. I like them. And KDLY. There we go. Yeah, they're good. I'll look at them in the morning for sure. And EOSE for EOSE Dan. He likes it that much. He made his thing that way. Let's see. It is EOS Energy Enterprises. And it is hitting that MAC right there. EOSE. I mean, if it can cross through, it got flat right there, like it wants to pull back. That's what it looks like at the moment, and we kind of know that pattern where they start hitting this MACD and bounce down. Now, is it going to be terrible? Probably not, because you got that big setup coming up here, so you'll probably just get it bouncing in between the channel. Maybe it runs up into this $24. You might get lucky in here and get it running up, but I have a feeling you're going to get pulled back in here and run in this channel until it really gets set up. So that's what it looks like right there. EOSE Dan asking about EOSE. So there you go with that. And let's see what's going on. Let me see. Oh, I think I just missed one over there. Oh no, it might have been at the beginning. I think we got that one. Let me see over here if I missed anything. Let's take a look. Hold on. Which one? Let's see. EOSE Dan. I'm just taking a look in that wheeler. Yeah, you had to have magic fingers like Laptop Travel, I think, has become Magic Finger Man because he's up at 4 a.m. trading the crazy ones, and he seems to be pulling them off pretty well. He's gotten into a nice groove, let's put it that way. And that's what this is all about, honestly. Them patterns, them grooves, and things like that. That's what you need to really kind of be successful. And honestly, the biggest thing is to really just like shake off a bad trade, a bad day, a bad couple days, a bad couple trades. You just got to shake them off and then just go for like that. It's just like kind of like a baseball game where like you're in a slump and you just need that single. You're a slump hitting. You need that little base hit to get you rolling again. You always got to look for that. And we all do it, guys. Trust me. Everybody does it. Even the best of the best. Nobody can trade perfectly, believe me. It's one of the most hardest mental things that you'll ever try to do. And I tell you guys, I owned a lot of companies and a lot of different things. I've never seen anything so hard. It just takes a toll on your emotions, and you guys can see I always set my emotions to the side and just do this, and at the end of the day, they still, as soon as it's your turn to try to buy and sell them, your emotions come into a factor. That's why it's almost better to feed picks to somebody else and have them trade them for you. It's almost like having an agent for you making deals, because it just seems like your emotions get in the way. You don't make the best choices. You may know the exact perfect charts, and for whatever reason you get in there and you start second guessing yourself. It is what it is, and I'm just telling you from a lot of people's experience. So you can't beat yourself up. And again, you just have to learn from any mistakes and just break it down and say, hey, why did I buy it at this spot? What was I looking at that I thought it was good? And let me not do that again, or, reevaluate it when I see them getting to be in that pattern or area. Maybe that's not where I wanted to buy it. I wanted to buy it before, but now I know, wait a day or so, and when we can bring it coming down and put it down. So you have to just kind of look at them a little differently and really just break down the trades. That's why I love looking at all the charts. It's so much fun, and you get to see so many different patterns and things like that and pick up so many different things. So yeah, it's fascinating. And AREC from Phil, and yeah, let's see, did I look at it? I forget already. Phil, I totally forget. So we're looking at it again. It was hitting the MACD, and we'll get in there tomorrow. I mean, that's an interesting one there. Did I say I had to look at that tomorrow? Because it's hitting right there. Look at it, in between the 20, hitting the resistance, and you have a great setup coming up. I mean, it could hit up here and still bounce down. I don't know if that's not the one we were just talking about, but that looks like that similar one, unless it is the one we were just talking about, and I just don't remember. But this is one of them coking coal ones. Look at that. That just grabbed my attention. This is coking coal. What an interesting industry that is. But yeah, I mean, has that interesting look, and we could definitely look at it in the morning if you want. If you remind me, I'll jot it down over here. AREC, and we can take a look at it and see if we get a better idea right there. And so there you go with them. We did it with our big caps and all them. We did not do crypto. So let's roll through it. And Bitcoin is at 80,049. So let's just see USD, why these things are scrolling up, I'll tell you. And you can have it on there. So yeah, 80,000 right there, 429, perfect right there. I love this stock cube. And Solana's at 114, and then Ethereum's at 1537. Ripple's under 2. It's back to 199 right now. And let's see what Cardano's doing. It's at 62, it says. So they are pulled back a little bit. And did we think they were crossing through? Hell no. They are going to pull back right there. We're just going to have to see how much it's going to be. And that's why I was telling you guys to kind of be patient and buy all the dips up, because if you see them dipping, look at Solana trying to curl up there. So yeah, they could run up here and then pull back. I don't think they're exactly ready. But I have to see Solana on my app right here, because I have to get a better look at that. I was surprised that that's curled up like that. Caught me by surprise right there. I'm not going to lie. At one, yeah, I'm surprised right there. Let me see. I mean, it's one of them situations where it could pull itself back. I mean, it looks like it on here, too. I just wanted to see a second chart just to see what it looked like for sure. And, yeah, that one could pull itself back down. It's not looking terrible. And, again, they're just ripping around, bouncing around until they have to get set up to really run. And Ethereum looks like it's kind of going to bounce down off of there. So let's look at Ripple real quick and take a look. And again, just find these bottoms, and if you know you're going long, you're not just trading these in and out. Yeah, find the best opportunity. You knew Ripple down here was good when it dipped down. Look for these dips. It's going to have some dip and rips all the time. And again, if you're going long, find them. And even if you're not and you're going to trade them, make sure you find them dips and you know they're running up when they are. Trade them out. And reevaluate it, because that's what you basically have to do right now for everything. So yeah, that's our crypto look right there, and that is that. And let's see what's going on over here real quick. And the stocks dollar sink and bonds pummeled again as trade war roils markets, and global sell-off resumes as China trade war sinks in, and the stocks extend drop. Dollar falls on tariff woes. And stock futures fall as major averages resume their slide, fueled by tariff anxiety. And the top strategists say stock market's still bogged down by tariff uncertainty despite Trump's pause. Of course, guys. I mean, come on. It's not. This isn't really crazy. I mean, we've got it down to a science at this point. Here's what's trending over here, at least what's moving around, and it's a bunch that we already looked at. I'm telling you, we are looking at that FMTO tomorrow for sure, and let's see if that real shape life sciences can move. It still looks good. It pulled back a little, I think, maybe in the after hours or something, but still looks pretty good. What's Lucid up to? Down a little. We were just looking at it the other day. HYG, nothing crazy. That's a China large cap, and that one is pulling back again. KTTA, wasn't that on the list yesterday? Didn't somebody ask to see that bad boy? And again, you guys just pull up all the good ones. We look at them all, and it makes a great show and great watch list, and it all works out perfectly. So just taking a look to see that's down there. And that's that Russell's 2000, and that was pulling back. AMD, WBD, that's at Warner Brothers. So nothing real crazy right here. Let me just see if anything's on this side, if anything grabs our attention. that Hydra Farm. We looked at that either yesterday or today, and good old Lucy, I'm telling you, we nailed that when we were early. Did we see that on the scanner? We might have seen that on the scanner. I don't remember. It was either on Laptop Travel or the scanner. I don't remember. And Wheeler we had, and this one someone asked about last night, and it was looking good. And STSS, I mean, tons of them right there. ELAB way down there. Let's see what else is going on that FMTO we'll look at. And let me see. What's this guy doing? That's an ETF. And that one looked like, that's that Real Life Science. There you go. That's why it looked good. And let's see. LGMK will end with the one that we started with right here, and it did. I forgot what it closed at. That's how good I am with my memory. And LGMK, it did close. It says at over a penny. And again, we're going to check this bad boy out tomorrow. It doesn't reverse split or anything bad, and it looks like that bottom could be in. So we will be keeping an eye on it. That's for sure. And I think I got everything. Let me see. I think we got it all. I'm just cruising through, and you guys were talking about my stories there. I appreciate you listening and paying attention and commenting and everything else. It's always a fun show. I always have a good time, I have to say. And what's Mac the Cranky Cook doing? There you go. You have a good night. So, yeah, I think we got everything right there. Let me see if we missed anything over here that's going crazy. I don't think we did. Oh, what's gold doing right now, actually? Let's see what that's up to. GOLD. We'll just look at the Barrick real quick. See what that's doing. That's trying to run back up and crawl back up. Let's see. GLD. That's the gold shares ETF. Look at it running up. They could cross back up, guys, and get into the top. So we might want to keep an eye on gold. With JP Morgan pulling back right now. Yeah, it was. Well, the whole market was, so I can assume that pretty much all of them were. And RXRX, let's look at that one. What's that? Did we look at this thing? I think we might have put this on the list already, but what? Yeah, I already had it. I don't know. I don't remember, guys. Anyway, let's look at it now. It's down there. Looks like it's trying to set up right here. Let me see if we can get a better idea. It looks like it was setting up. Yeah, it did look like it was setting up. It did. Oh, it ran up in the after hours. I think we might have looked at it. But anyway, see if it can get over this 20 at 572 area, and it won't look too bad right there for RXRX. ETF 500's at like a 5.2 market cap. That's not bad as everything's pulling back. I won't complain about that. I think it was in the fours earlier, and I was like, oh, that's another good spot to load up on. So you know that I like to buy it when it's cheap. It's probably my favorite thing to do right there. It's exciting. And then, like I said, all of a sudden you accumulate a ton of it. You don't got to buy a bunch at once. And then, yeah, you're always up on it for some reason, because even when it pulls back, you still have it cheaper. So it was good. And there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty good market review, nice and red. And you guys know we'll be on at 7 a.m. to wrap up our week, our Friday. It should be an interesting one. Again, I would expect it to be a little down, and Luis Rodriguez was saying that the futures were down there, so we'll look at them for sure. You know that. We'll take a look at everything. We always do. We'll look at our laptop lowdowns and our Jolie's jumpers, our crypto, see if it moves up a little bit or down. Let it pull back. Let the markets pull back. Let everything pull back. We love these great prices. We're not concerned at all. Deep Soul Diving, thank you for hanging out and all your comments. And everybody, thank you for hanging out and all your comments. Laura Ann and Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, Phil Trait. So many people now that I recognize the names all the time. Zach's always around, and so many other people. Harry, Keller, and Ricky, and of course Blue Collar Teamster, and of course Daniel Lewis was there at the beginning and stocking up for future. And there are so many people. Mac the Cranky Cook. I mean, there's so many of yous. Laptop Travel, I think I said him 10 times, but always appreciate everything he sends over. And just a ton of people, guys. So, yeah, greatly appreciate everything. And Mama Two Girls, I think it will open up a little red if you're listening. And so there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty good market review on a Thursday when it was pulling back, and honestly, we knew it was going to happen. Should pull back some more tomorrow, and then we'll look and see if how it looks, because it's been setting up where you can kind of tell if he's going to send out a tweet or something. You can see when it stops there. So we will be looking at things. We'll check out the ETFs. We'll look at some other things and go through the market in the morning, see what wants to run and pop. And again, if you're trading at 4 a.m. with Laptop Travel and his crew, make sure you trade smart, lock in those profits quick, because them things run fast. I might have to hop on like pretty soon and just bite the bullet and get up and just do it for like an hour, 15, 20 minutes, whatever. I got to check it out again. I know I've done it once or twice. It is wild, guys. I'm telling you, it's like a whole different world of trading over there at 4 a.m. And it can be fun because them things get ripping, guys. I mean, they get ripping like it's crazy ripping. So there you go, everyone. Greatly appreciate you all hanging out, of course. And like I say, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up, ask, tweet, send a DM or a comment, whatever you want. Hope you have liked the stories tonight. Told a couple cool stories, I'd say. And there you go, everybody at a gas station. I'm telling you, that was crazy, guys. I'll post the story. I'll go and copy it or retweet it and stuff. And you guys can see what I wrote from that day. It was the wildest shit ever. And yeah, that's that, and good times in life. So there you go. 7 a.m. tomorrow. We'll catch you at that time. So everybody have a good night. I greatly appreciate you guys hanging out. And like I said, any questions, feel free to ask, and we will catch you guys in the morning at 7 a.m. So have a good night, everybody.